Right, welcome. This is a video series on how to make money on this freelance marketplace called Legiit. And you get to learn it from me, someone who's actually done it before. I've sold around 500K in services on Legiit, so I know exactly how to do it and how you can do it as well. And in this video series, I'm going to show you step by step how to make money with this platform. There's just one thing, and I want to be fully transparent with you. I have been banned from this platform because I created my own marketplace. It's called Vetted with 3 T's, and we take 0% in fees. We focus on a more higher end or premium type of freelancer. So if you are a more seasoned and experienced freelancer, make sure to join on this link right here. I'd love to have you on. But if you're just starting freelancing, sites like Fiverr and Legiit work fine. Again, Vetted is more for a premium type of freelancer, both freelancer and client. The services are more high-end and the platform as a whole is more premium and bespoke. And just to end this intro, anything you learn with this video can be applied on Vetted or any other marketplace. So my goal with this is that you watch the videos and then actually go implement what you learned, ideally on Vetted, or you can do it on any other marketplace. Thank you so much and I hope you enjoy.
I want to go over optimizing your profile. And before that, if my voice sounds a bit weird, that's because I got COVID right now. So yeah, that's why my voice is a bit weird. But yeah, with that said, let's get into the video. So what are we going to do today? We're going to be optimizing your profile. Why? Because with an optimized profile, you increase your legit success rate. And how do you do this? You do it through hyper aggressive transparency. This is really important. You need and you always want to be super transparent. Why is that? Because people buy from people. And never forget this. People buy from people. That's the most important thing you need to know. People buy from people. People identify themselves with other people and that's why they buy. Most of the times, of course. Now, something else I want to mention is that if Legiit has it, it means you should take advantage of it. Because it's there for a reason. So if Legiit allows you to, for example, write a description or a bio on your profile, you should use it because everything's there for a reason. Okay, so now let's go over all of these right now. And I'll go over my profile and then go over other people's profiles so we can get a glance and a sense of some good, some bad, and some not so good profiles. So first of all is a profile picture. And this profile picture needs to be of your face. Again, because people buy from people. Never forget that. People always buy from people. And this is really important. And again, hyper-aggressive transparency. If someone is buying from you and you are showing your face, that person knows exactly who they're buying it from, which is you. So you want to make sure you have a profile picture of your face. You want to make sure that profile picture is high quality, has good lighting. Of course, you show your face. And you should be smiling or have a friendly smile on your face to some extent. Okay, you don't need to be angry or bored. Make sure you have a little smirk or a smile. The happier looking and the friendlier you look, the better. And then it should be somewhat professional and or no cartoons. And again, we'll go over some of these examples in just a second. But you want to make sure it's somewhat professional. You don't want a picture of you on the beach or a picture of you, I don't know, at a club or something. Make sure you make this look sort of like your LinkedIn profile because you want to be professional and you want to stand out. And if you want to stand out, you need to do what 99% of people aren't doing. So again, make sure your profile picture is high quality, good lighting, shows your face, you're smiling or you're friendly, and it is professional and it's no cartoon. And I'll show you an example of what I mean in regards to cartoon. So if we scroll down here, and again, I'm not bashing on any of these sellers. I don't know them personally, but I'm sure they're great. But I'm just doing an overview of what I mean when I say cartoon. So this guy, for example, has a cartoon picture of him, and this one as well. Okay, I'm not saying this is bad or good, but ideally you'd want a picture of your face. So because it looks much more professional to have a picture of you than a cartoon. And again, it looks much more transparent because you're not afraid to put yourself out there. And people value that a lot because people might think, so why is he hiding under a cartoon picture of him? Why doesn't he show his face? And people on marketplaces are suspicious of this because people often get scammed. And you'll notice like a ton of sellers, I don't think it's not so much on Legiit, but they use fake profile pictures of girls because girls attract more clicks. That's just the reality. So people are often held back a bit by cartoons and non-professional pictures. And again, I'll show you the worst example possible, which is a fake picture. Let me see. And you're going to see that me scrolling down, and this makes sense because the more I scroll, the less reviews people get, so the less successful they are. And you'll see a pattern in this because less successful people have less optimized profiles. Let's look, for example, at, and I found this one right here. Okay, so this one is a profile picture of a girl. So I'm not saying this is fake, but we can just double check if it is within 2 or 3 seconds. Just do a Google search for the image, and as you can see, yeah, it is a stock photo, a image from, so that's not the actual person. And you can tell by looking at the picture that this is not the person. It could be, but you see, I had my doubts. And so this again shows a lack of transparency, which is the exact opposite of what you want to do. You want to build hyper aggressive transparency. So you want to show your face. Again, I'm just hammering this first point right here, but it's really, really important that you show your face and don't choose fake stock photos like this one right here that you just saw. This is a stock photo, as you can see. So yeah, don't make this mistake, because you can get sales, and this person is getting sales, but it will be much harder to succeed. I can guarantee you that. Now, moving on to the second point right here. So the name or brand name, sorry, the name or brand. So don't keyword stuff. Either have your, sorry, this is a mistake, either have your real name or an actual brand name. And what do I mean for this? So we can go over the same example. So SEO stars. This is what I mean by keyword stuffing. So you sell SEO services, you include SEO or backlinks in your username. And there's more examples of this. Again, the more I scroll down, the more I find better examples of what not to do, because these are less successful people. And that's like that for a reason, because they're not being fully transparent. So yeah, let's look at this one, for example, right here. And right off the bat, I can notice this is a stock photo image. So this is not the real person. Let's just double check. Yeah, as you can see, yeah, this is a fake photo. So this is not the actual person. So huge red flag right here. Again, this is not him or her, I don't know. So this is huge red flag. This is a hyper lack of transparency, which is the opposite of what you're trying to do. Then keyword stuff in your name, SEO backlink. This is something that people used to do like on Fiverr and other marketplaces, because I think to some extent this would impact the ranking of their services. So they used to include their keywords in their name. So that's what's happening here. But again, moving on to the slides, you want to have your name brand a real name or your brand name. So a real name is something like, for example, let's see here. Ahmed has his real name. As you can see here, this is his real name, Ahmed Abram. And I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, but the idea is to have either your real name or your brand name. For example, this is a brand name. This Superstar SEO is a brand name. Of course, this is Chris's brand, Superstar SEO. And this is my brand, Connect.co. So ideally, you want to have either your real name or a brand name. Don't have fake keyword stuff names like the one we just saw, like this one, for example. And again, I'm not bashing on these freelancers. I'm just trying to help you and them understand how you can succeed on Legiit, because I've succeeded on Legiit, and this is how I did it. So I'm just passing my knowledge to you guys. So after these two, you want to make sure you have a profile description. This needs to be long and detailed and well written and professional as well. So this is what Legiit allows you to write right here, this thing. And I'm going to be honest, most people will not read this to its full extent. They'll just, not even like click read more. They just, maybe they do, and they just look, okay, really good. So they won't read it. They'll just see, okay, this guy has it. It's well organized. It has different paragraphs. It talks well, looks professional. So yeah, I'm gonna trust him. So all these little things are building up your trust points. So say this is a pool of transparency points. So you want to have as many transparency points in this pool as you possibly can, because the more you fill this pool, the more success you'll have on Legiit. So you want to fill this pool with transparency points. That's a description. That's an optimized profile picture, your brand name or your actual name in the profile. And again, more things we'll be talking about here in just a second. But you want to make sure you fill in this pool with transparency points. And this gives you those transparency points. Because, like I said, most people won't read this, but just the fact that they know about it, that they know it's here, it's yet another way they find to trust you and view you as an expert in your field. Again, we can go through another good example. This is Chris's example. Again, long and detailed. Most people won't read it. Will just skim through. Okay, Superstar SEO, 7-figure internet marketing agency. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, oh, this looks good. Let me buy it. Now, let me go through a bad example. And again, we can go through this one more time. Let's see. Okay, this is good, but doesn't look that much professional. It should include like some paragraphs here, because this is too big of a block of text. Sorry, make sure you include some paragraphs. And again, the English is not very good, so you have a comma here with a capital M, should be a lowercase m, but we'll go over that in just a second. Let me try and find yet another example that's not that well done. Again, I'm scrolling down because the further down you scroll, the less optimized profiles there are, because they have less reviews. So we can go, for example, to I think this one is a good one, but let's go to this one, SEO Queen. Oh, sorry. Let's go to this one right here. Okay, so this is not good enough. Again, Legiit gives you, I think it's 1,000 words. We can double check. I think it is 1,000 words. Let's see. You want to make sure you fill them all, because if Legiit gives you that option, you want to make sure you do it to the full extent. Yeah, so I don't think there is even a limit in characters. So make sure you fill this out properly, long, detailed, professional, and with of course paragraphs, because you don't want big blocks of text. So this one is a no bueno, not good. So tiny little block of text, not properly optimized, not professional. So again, even though most people won't look at this, you might lose 1, 2, or 3 clients per month that do look at this, and those clients might be very, very valuable to you. Moving on to portfolio, and again, the description in the portfolio, most people won't read it or look at it. They'll just skim through it, but they'll see that's there and that you took time out of your day to write it out or to place your portfolio there. And this is really, really important. So the portfolio section is this right here. This is a new feature on Legiit, where you can click this link right here, and a picture of your portfolio pops up. And I can't, yeah, okay. So let's look at, for example, Chris's one. Chris has a review on his portfolio, okay? Something that's super simple and might not attract many clients, but if Legiit allows you to do this, you want to make sure you do it, and that's it. Again, this one, for example, doesn't have a portfolio item. He should have one, because he can have one. He has a bunch of reviews, a bunch of projects he's worked on, so he should have a portfolio item over there. Ahmed also doesn't have any portfolio items. And again, this is some small things, but for example, if I was looking through Chris's services and I was somewhat on the fence between purchasing a couple of his services, if I were to click here, maybe this review would make me take a decision. So all these small factors are really, really important, and please make sure you do this. So again, for example, my example right here, if someone would be interested in buying my SEO services, they would look at the portfolio and they could see the results of another client, and maybe they would jump the fence and purchase one of my services. So that's, again, the portfolio and the profile description. Once again, most people won't read it or look at it, but it's just a nice thing to have, because it builds trust. And again, trust and aggressive transparency is what makes people buy from you at the end of the day. Then social links, all of them. Again, most people won't click them, but you should have all of them. Right here, I have my Facebook group and my YouTube channel. I think Chris has his LinkedIn profile, Twitter. Again, this guy right here doesn't have any. I think he does have a YouTube channel. No, sorry, I think he does have a Facebook group show. So he should have his Facebook group here linked. Ahmed doesn't have them as well. So these guys are missing out on potential sales or potential people that could be bringing into their brand. And we'll be talking more a bit about brand building later on in later videos. But yeah, these guys are missing out on some sales that could be getting. Let's look at this one right here, for example. Okay, so this one's perfect. Facebook group, Twitter, and LinkedIn profile. So now how you add this is just go to settings, scroll down here, and you can add them here. You can add Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and LinkedIn. So this is a great way, again, to build more trust, because you are being fully transparent. You're showing your face. You have your name or your brand name here. You have your portfolio. You're confident about the results you can bring people, about your reviews or whatever you choose to put here. You have your social links. People can connect with you. You're not afraid to put yourself out there, to teach what you do or to help people in any other ways. And your description, your fully optimized description, makes you look professional. Now, moving on to languages. This is a big one. It's important that you don't lie. You should never lie, because people know when you're lying by looking at your descriptions and how you reply to messages. This is a very common one. So, for example, I'll show you a good example right here. I know how to speak English very well, Portuguese, Brazilian as well, and Spanish. I know basics. Chris, for example, here has English, but I want to show you a bad example of some people doing this. For example, go to this one right here. So, for example, India. This guy's from India, or this girl, I don't know, and he says, or she says, she's fluent in English. So if this person is from India, he should be able to speak Hindi, sorry. So why not put it here? If you speak the languages, make sure to put them here. So Hindi is, if I'm not mistaken, one of the most common languages in India, one of the most spoken languages over there. So if you do speak Hindi, sorry, make sure to put it here, because there's nothing wrong with it. People actually value your language skills. But let me see here a bad example of what I wanted to show you. Let's go here to another category, less optimized. Okay, so I finally found a good example. I'm not gonna go over the image or the branding or whatever, or the description even. I'm gonna go over the language only. So this person is from Bangladesh, if I'm not mistaken, and he says, or she says, I don't know, or the team says, they're native or bilingual in English. Okay, so I trust them at first glance, but let's see if they're actually telling the truth or not. So clicking here on the first service, and again, they have a bunch of reviews, they're extremely successful here on the platform, but just imagine how many more reviews and how much more success they would have if they didn't lie about their abilities. So they say they're bilingual and native or bilingual in English. So if you just skim through this description, you'll see that either they're lying or that they didn't put much effort into optimizing this description and making it look so as if they do speak English fluently. So we can see here that it says SEO backlinks is a very important part of Google marketing. So this is a bit off. It should be something like either SEO backlinks are a very important part of online marketing, or SEO backlinks, yeah, something like that. Then again, this should be an capital I. So if you want to rank your website or blog first page on Google, so you need high quality backlinks. So this is capitalized, some words aren't capitalized. This doesn't make much sense here. So what I give you, again, I'm not bashing these guys, I'm just saying that this is not proper English. So what I give you, no, this is not correct. Again, this it shouldn't be here, should be an apostrophe, the other way around. Again, will capitalized, create capitalized, links capitalized. So again, so this is not the best English we're seeing right here, not well written at all. Again, I'm not bashing on these guys, I'm just telling. So if you're native or bilingual, make sure you really are and that you show for it in your services. If you're not, don't lie about it, because when people go through your profile and they see that you're native or bilingual, they trust you. And then when they see you're not, either by your service descriptions or you send them a message and you talk to them and they see you're not, they'll think twice maybe about hiring you or making business with you, because then they might not trust you at all because they felt lied to. That's something I just wanted to address really quickly. So make sure you put all of your languages there and don't lie. Never lie again. People know when you're lying by looking at your descriptions and how you reply to messages, and this will look very bad on you and very unprofessional. Remember, you want to be hyperly aggressive, transparent. Then, something interesting we can talk about as well is rearranging services. So you don't need to always have the highest reviews first, but you want to have the one you want to sell more of. What does this mean? So on Legiit, you can rearrange your services by clicking here on your profile. You can change the order of how they are displayed. And this is a good thing if you want to sell more of a service that has lower reviews. Okay, so this is not working very well. Let me try again. Okay, so perfect. So what you want to do is take advantage of this, and this is just a quick tip. So this service has 0 reviews. So instead of it being down here on all the services that have 0 reviews, I bump it up to up here so people will see it more often. And this is just a quick tip to get a bit more orders on the services that have 0 reviews. Then we have the things you can control versus the things you can't directly control. So what are the things you can actually control? On your profile is your picture, your name or your brand name, your portfolio, your social media, your description, and your languages. So these are all the things you can control, and that you should, and that since you can control, you want to make sure they look as professional as possible and as good and make you look as good as possible. So those are the things that you can control. The things that you cannot control are your profile stats, your follower count, and your reviews. These are these right here. So your completed orders, your on-time delivery, your late percentage of orders, your orders that were canceled after delay. So these are your statistics. These ones you can't control, at least directly, because of course, if you deliver on time, these statistics will be much better, but you can't control them directly in a way that if they are already here, you can't remove them or make them go away. And of course, your follower count you can't control directly as well, but you can control indirectly by asking people to follow you, of course. And that's the contrast between things you can control and the things you cannot control. Make sure you take advantage of all the things you can in fact control and try and mitigate the downside of the things you cannot control. Then we have the premium seller badge. This is for Legiit premium seller members. This is this right here. It gives you a bunch of other stuff. I think on your services it shows a purple header right here, yeah. So it gives you a bunch of different things to make you look more of an authority in your niche. So it makes you look more trustworthy. And do you need it? No, not at all. Should you have it? Yes. It gives you a ton of other perks like analytics and all of that other stuff. And if you're trying to build a proper business on a freelance marketplace, you want to make sure to use all the tools you have at your disposal. So if this gives you analytics and coupons and canned replies, a bunch of stuff, you can look through it. If this gives you tools to better your freelancing business, you want to make sure to take that into your advantage. And it's only $29 or $20 per month, which is nothing. So yeah, make sure you take that into account. And again, makes you look more professional and more trustworthy because you have this premium badge. It makes you also stand out, thus getting more orders in theory. So now, after all this, and I know this is a lot, but I want to make sure you optimize your profile to its full extent. And you can even run through my profile or run through 𝐻𝐿's profile to get an idea of how you should optimize your profile. And if I can find it right here, I can't seem to be finding it. So yeah, right here. So run through mine or to 𝐻𝐿's or to any others that are using a proper image, a proper professional image. And you'll see if you go to any category, just by clicking the first ones, you'll see why they're there, because they're fully optimized profiles. And this works for graphic and design and any other category. I'm only talking about SEO because that's the one I'm in. But we can go to this one right here, and we can see why this guy's having more success than any other one. And this guy as well. I mean, this guy's fantastic. I've ordered from him before, and his services are great. But it's because he puts himself out there. This is his real name. This is his real face, really professional, has the languages he speaks. Description is not fully optimized. It could be better. The portfolio is not there, but it's a start. He's being transparent, and that's why he's on top. Now, I want to go over examples of great profiles, good profiles, bad profiles, and profiles that won't ever succeed, ever. And you'll understand why. So, two great profiles we can start off is mine. I think mine is pretty well optimized, if I do say so myself. This is not to brag or anything. This is only because this is what works for me, and if it's working for me, I want to share it with you. So, again, this is a well-optimized profile. Face, fully transparent, smiling, just like we talked about. So, all of these are included here. Again, brand name or name, portfolio, transparency of the social media, your languages, fully optimized description with paragraphs, and yeah, that's basically it. And again, 𝐻𝐿's one is pretty well optimized. That's why he's the #1 freelancer on Legiit, or one of the #1 here. So yeah, this one is great as well. Good profiles, we have this one, for example, 𝐿𝐄. He could be better because of the description. He's not having a description, and he should have the portfolio again, and his social media should be also here. Other than that, this is a good profile. This one is also a good profile, has his brand name, his face, fully transparent, though not a portfolio and not a fully optimized description, but it does have his social media and the languages he speaks. So this one is a good profile. And my metric towards evaluating if a profile is good or bad is if I can trust this person or not. So would I spend my hard-earned money with this person? Would I trust my person with this money? And I would trust this guy, and I would trust 𝐿𝐿 as well, and 𝐻𝐿 as well. So that's how I measure if a profile is great or bad or good or that won't ever succeed. We can go over a bad profile right now, and this again is not me bashing on these people. This is just me trying to find and trying to help you out to better your services. Let's go through, for example, programming and technology, WordPress. Let's scroll down here because again, the bad profiles won't be up there. That's for certain. They will be down here most of the times. Let's see this one right here, for example. Okay, so first of all, this is a brand name, I guess, has a logo. Okay, not that good. So this is again a bad profile. What I intend a bad profile looks like. Then no portfolio, no languages spoken, not even a description, nothing. So how am I supposed to trust this person or these people, or who's behind this? Who's this one? Who's these people? So if, for example, the description could say, we are a digital marketing agency. We are named 𝐻𝐿. If you go to 𝐻𝐿.com or something like that, you can find all of our work. So that would make me trust these guys. Otherwise, I wouldn't trust them. So that's why I feel this is a bad profile. And I think you can, to some extent, agree with me. Now we want to go over the profiles that won't ever succeed, ever, and you'll understand right off the bat why that is. And we can go, I don't know, to this right here, for example, and just scroll down, all the way down, because again, I keep repeating myself, but there's a reason why the worst profiles are down here. It's because they aren't properly optimized. Actually, let me look through the e-commerce one because that one was not that bad. Let's keep on scrolling down. Let's open a couple here. Let's open a couple of these. This one as well. Let us see. Okay, this one has a description, but looking at this, and again, I'm not bashing on these people. I'm just trying to help. But looking at this, ask yourself, would you trust your money with this guy? You don't even know who's behind this. So, for example, the logo says Crush SEO Internet Marketing. Okay, so is this your brand name? But then you use a different brand name here. Is this your brand name or are you just keyword stuffing? So what is this? Then from the US, are you really? Let's just double check. Rank your video first. Okay, are you from the US? Let me see here. Languages. Okay, no languages spoken, so do you speak English? Messages if you need special request or a special request. Minimum 6 words. This is used. No, this is used. So are you really from the US? I mean, probably not. You shouldn't be lying. So this is the sort of profile that won't ever have any success. It will be hidden in Legiit's third or second or fourth page and won't ever succeed because he's not even making an effort to succeed. He's not even filling out his profile to its full extent. He has a description, but it's not really optimized. It has capital letters here and no paragraphs, nothing. So he's not even putting in the effort. So you want to make sure you put in the effort. Otherwise, you won't really ever succeed in this platform. And that's the first video. Oh, I almost forgot. If you want to join me, have any questions, if you have any questions about this course or just want to chat with me, ask me anything regarding Legiit Marketplace, freelancing questions or business questions, you can join this Facebook group. It's facebook.com/groups/marketplace freelancer, sorry, and I'll help you out with anything you need regarding marketplace freelancing. Yeah, and that's it for this first video. I will see you on the next one. In this video, I want to go over brand expansion and get you to think beyond the platform. Why? Because you never want to be fully dependent on a marketplace, and I'll go into that in just a second. And how can we do this? Through brand building tactics like email marketing, community building, and social media. So why should you never be 100% dependent on the marketplace? And you can do it, and you can be successful with it, but it's a lot harder. Because if you're stuck, say, in this box that is the platform, and you're here selling your services, you're only capturing the people and capturing sales from people inside the platform. What about all of these people outside the platform that want to know about your services and want to buy your services? How can you capture these people as well? And that's what you need to do. Because say one day, for example, the platform gets hacked or you get banned or for some reason you stop selling on the platform. Let's hope that doesn't happen, but let's say for some reason that happens. You want to have a backup plan. So you want to have a backup plan, and also you want to, while you're inside the platform, benefit from all these people that don't know you, that are outside of the platform, and you want to bring them in to your bubble. Okay? So how can you do this? And I'll show you here an example. So my brand, and I can go here to my profile, and I have several touch points where people can reach my brand. One of them is here, for example. They can click here to go to the Facebook group and here to the YouTube channel. But this is the marketplace, okay? What I do is I send people from the marketplace, and I'll have a video just on the things you can do to send people to your brand. So you can use again this touch point right here. You can message people. You can, on your delivery message, have a link to your groups, on your reviews. But we'll go over all of this once we reach that video. So again, this is the marketplace. What you want to do is you want to send people to your brand. This is my example. I send people to my Facebook group, and I send people to my website, because this is my brand name right here, 𝐿𝐶.co, and I send people to my YouTube channel. Okay? And all these are interconnected. So on the Facebook group, I make posts about the services I sell on the marketplace. And so people go from the Facebook group to the marketplace again. And on the Facebook group again, I link to my website. On my website, I link to my Facebook group. I also have posts on the Facebook group about about videos I post on YouTube. And on YouTube, I also have, if you click the About This Channel button, you can click the icon, which is right here, I think, yeah, right here, to go back to the Facebook group. All these are interlinked. And of course, in the video descriptions, I also link to the marketplace, any services I talk about in the videos, and I also link to the Facebook group and to my website. So all of this is interlinked. So the goal of building all of this is that once you've built all of this brand, if anything happens, you are safe. So say tomorrow you don't have a marketplace to rely on. you have all of these customers you've collected in a Facebook group. You have all of these people on your website, which you collected through an email list. You have all of these subscribers and viewers that trust you and like your services. So your income doesn't disappear from day to night. So this is how you can somewhat assure you're safe if you're working on a marketplace. Again, you have all of this leverage now. You're not entirely dependent on the platform, that if it closes tomorrow or increases fees or anything else, it won't damage your business. Or at least you can mitigate these damages. And this is the main reason why you should do it. Of course, you make more money, but that's not the main reason. You make more money because people organically reach your YouTube channel or your Facebook group, and if all of these are connected to your marketplace, you'll eventually get more sales. But that's not the main goal. The main goal is to not be fully dependent on the marketplace. In case it disappears tomorrow, you'll have a net to fall back on, a plan B of sorts. Now, if we go here, let's say this is your brand. Okay, so you have community, let's say this is your Facebook group. You have socials, let's say this is your Instagram, your YouTube, whatever you post your videos or your content on. It can be Twitter, whatever. Let's say you have your email list, which you build out with your website or through any other ways. Like I show you, all these are interconnected. So both the community, the socials, and the email list are all interconnected. You can send out emails from people you've gathered their email on their website to new videos you upload to YouTube. You can do the same for Facebook posts. So this is your box brand, and you get people into your box brand through the marketplace. Again, we'll have a video on how to actually do this step right here, because there's a bunch of stuff you can do just right here to optimize and send as many people to your brand box as possible. So that's how you're building your brand. It's through the help of the marketplace. And then of course the brand will grow itself organically through brand discovery. So people finding your services or your content online will help you grow your brand, and of course send more people to the marketplace and the services you're selling there. So this goes both ways. And of course, that you are not funneling people outside of the marketplace. You're not. You're just having a plan B, and you're just building more of a brand for yourself so you can get more people in your brand organically, which then in turn will grow to your marketplace and get you more sales. So you're not going through here, you're going through here. Okay, like I said, it's the same as this one on top. Okay, now the socials, like I said, are your YouTube channel where you can teach, your TikTok, your Instagram where you can show pictures of projects you've worked on, your portfolio, Pinterest, whatever. All of these are your socials, which again link to your marketplace. So all of this is interconnected, just like I showed you here, just like how I do it. And there's a bunch of other people doing this. For example, one person doing this the best way is Chris. Let me see if I can find it. And Nixon as well. Let me see if I can find Chris. So Chris is linking to his YouTube channel and to his Facebook group, which has over 70k members. Okay, so not actually linking to his Facebook group, but I think his Facebook group has like 70 or 60k members. Yeah, this one right here. No, sorry, this is the business. Yeah, whatever. But basically, he's linking out to his YouTube and building organic traffic. Again, people that come across his channel can go to his profile or through his other socials or through the videos you watch. Have links in the description to again send them to the marketplace. But yeah, this is someone that's doing it a great way. Nixon as well, I think he has a link to his Facebook group right here, where he can gather people, has almost 2k members, where he posts services he's doing, case studies, whatever. All of these again make it so you are linking from your brand to the marketplace again. So it's like a flywheel. Now I want to talk a bit about emails. So you can build an email list. You can ask people on here on your Facebook group to send them your email. You can have an opt-in here on your website. You can have it in the Facebook group, whatever. This is not a tutorial on how to build an email list, but if you have an email list of the clients you work with, here are the benefits. So you can send an email whenever you want. Okay, you own that list. Or you can make a post on Facebook whenever you want. Or you can post a video on YouTube whenever you want to all of these people and to all of these people. Okay, so you own in brackets these people. You can market them whenever you want. Again, socials bring in organic traffic, so the organic traffic comes into your socials, which again bring you more sales because people will be redirected to the marketplace. An example of this is me right here. So last week or a couple of days ago, I posted a video on how to get an SSL certificate for free. This video actually had the link in the description to a service on Legiit. So I got a commission from anyone that actually purchased that service. So all this is interconnected and all links back to the marketplace. And finally, community, you're growing your brand and you're creating trust within the people that find you an authority in your niche. This can be achieved through creating a community in Facebook, for example, or Discord or wherever you use to build your community. And remember, of course, community, socials, and email lists are all interlinked, just like I showed you here in my example and here in a more theoretical way. Now, here's an example of how you'd send an email, for example. Email 1 would be something teaching, for example, let's say you are a graphic designer. You teach about what's your concept on how you come up with the concepts for the logos you design. And you can have a small pitch, and by small pitch I mean just a link to the service you mentioned in the video. If you don't mention any service in the video, just a casual link to your profile where people can learn more. Or even not to your services, you can link to other people's services and get commission out of them. Then linking out to your social media and community links. Then again, second email could be the exact same. Third email could be the exact same. And the final email could be a value plus sell. So a video or an email on selling. So for example, a case study, and then if you want to get similar results, boom, buy this service. So small pitch, small pitch, small pitch, sell. And with all of these small pitches, you are also getting some sales because, again, you're leaving a link to your services, or you're leaving a link to someone else's service, or you're linking to your social media, and then on your social media you have a post talking about one of your services, and people go to this email, they don't click the small pitch link, but they go to the social media, then they see the post, they like it, and then they buy something. So all these will get you some small sales. So all these emails you're sending are valuable. And then the final one, if it is actually a sell email, will get you the most value out of the people. So again, you're sending all these people back to the marketplace, but you're building a valuable email list where you can pitch people your services. So you are building a brand, and at the same time, you're sending people to your profile. You're getting sales without selling. These 3 emails is basically you getting sales without selling, because right here, you're not selling anything. If you have something, it's a small pitch, but ideally you're not selling anything. You're just providing value. And that's what I do, for example. I usually send out an email every week with some SEO tutorial. And in that tutorial, I'll explain how to do a link building or whatever it is. And sometimes I don't even have links to my profile. Sometimes I have, most of the times I have, of course. But most of the times I don't even push for the sell. But I still get sales because all these emails, because they're valuable to your audience, they'll get you some sales. So you're getting sales without selling. And you're teaching your craft or sharing information in your niche, so people will see you as an authority, so they're much more likely to buy from you in the future. And that's it. So you're teaching your craft, you're sharing information in your niche, meaning that people will see you as an authority, meaning that you'll make more money. And that's the goal for these marketplaces. So that's it in regards to when I say you should not be 100% dependent on the platform, not just because tomorrow you can be banned, not just because that's not the main reason. The main reason is because you want to build a brand that expands beyond the marketplace so you can get more sales, because all this that you're building, all these emails, all these YouTube channels with videos, all your website, your group, the effort you're putting into this will make people go back to the marketplace where you sell your services and get you more sales. So that's the main reason why you're building a brand. And that's how you do it. Through email, social media, and building a community. And this will make you an authority in your niche and make people want to buy and learn from you. Again, this is an extremely important video. I'd say maybe 1% of people on Legiit do it, and more people should actually be doing it. For example, we can go to, let's go to again to graphic and design, logo design. This guy right here, I'm not sure if he's selling a course or whatever, but if he knows how to design logos, he should have videos on YouTube about it. So he doesn't have it. He doesn't have a brand. So his brand is stuck on the marketplace bubble. So like I drew here. So his brand is stuck on the platform, on the marketplace. If he does know how to design logos, he can make videos on how he comes up with the concept, what colors combine with each other. So basically anything related to logo design so anything basically related with logo design, he could build a brand on top of it. Then will of course, bring people back to the platform like we see here. So all these brands you're building are bringing people back to the marketplace, which in turn will get you more sales. And again, the goal of this video is to get you more sales. And I can guarantee you that if you do what I'm saying here, if you build a brand and don't be 100% reliable on the platform, you will 100% get more sales. I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye. In this video, I want to go over how to deliver an order. And this might seem like something that's really simple, but it's not, trust me. Why? Because we need to optimize for delivery. And how can we do it? Through copywriting and linking. So how to properly deliver an order. Here's what you need to know. And we're going to be covering an example here on one of my orders that I'll be delivering here in just a second. So here's what you need to have in your delivery message, because we need to optimize our delivery message so we can get more sales and returning customers. Okay, so don't just deliver an order. You don't just want to deliver an order and that's it. You want to deliver an order properly so that the customer will come back or refer a friend. You want to make the customer stay inside your bubble. Okay, let's go through it. So first of all, don't fluff. This is important. Most buyers, and the repeat ones in specific, don't even read your delivery message. They're just interested in the delivery itself, in the files or in the links or whatever, so they don't even read the message. So don't fluff. Don't say something along the lines of, thank you, buyer, for purchasing this service. I'm very thankful that you allow me to work on your website, blah, blah. This is fluff. Nobody cares about this, so don't do it. And again, I'll be covering an example of my exact delivery messages. Then upsell. So an upsell usually comes after the sale, but it can also be sold before or after the delivery. So what does this mean? So usually an upsell is when you are going through a funnel, say for example, for buying a course on intermittent fasting, and you are buying the course, and at checkout, there's this pop-up that says, add this, and the course is for like $100, sorry. And at checkout, there's this pop-up that shows up. It says, add this ebook to your cart for more 30 euros or $30. That's an upsell. So it usually comes after the sale. So after the item is actually purchased, but it can also be sold before or after the delivery. And I'll show you what this means in just a second. But basically, before the delivery means that while you're working on your order, on the order of the person, you can send a message to the client saying, by the way, I noticed you purchased this service. If you want to purchase this one that's in line with your needs, here's the link. And after the delivery is the message I'll be showing here in just a second. Then downsells on marketplaces, these usually come after the delivery, which again, I'll show you here in a second. Then you want to include free stuff. And we'll have a video just on this sentence right here, under promise, over deliver. This is that important that we'll have a video just on this. Trust me, it's really, really important. Then you want to have discounts for repeat buyers on the next orders, and you want to take them to your bubble, to your socials, to your community, to your email. Let's run through an example. So this is the message I usually send out to people when I deliver an order. So let me see, just zoom out for a second. So as you can see, I have zero fluff. So that's it. This one's completed. Boom. Not thank you so much, blah, blah, blah. No fluff, because nobody reads it and just a waste of time. People have short attention spam, so you want to make sure you grab them with the least words as possible. Then the complete report is attached. This will depend on here, for example, or I have this one right here. Oh, here's the report if I have a link for the report. But let's go over the one that was for report attached. They're more or less the same. So of course, the complete report is that. Any questions, just send me a message and I'll reply as soon as I can. So simple, straightforward, you're offering help, that's perfect. So that's it. This is basically the delivery message. This is everything the person cares about. But now you're starting with your upsells and downsells. So an upsell is if you're selling a service that's higher priced than the one they just bought. A downsell is if you're selling a service that's lower priced than the one they just bought. I chose here 4. These ones are one of the most common bought services of mine, and some of them are lower priced, some of them are higher priced, like just this one right here. So we want to have a mix of both higher priced and lower priced services. I use Bitly to keep track of the link clicks. You can use any link shortener you want. I just use Bitly because it lets me keep track of the links. Also, make sure that if you're using Bitly or any URL shortener, you're linking to your affiliate link. So say, for example, on your delivery message, you wanted to include these services right here. What you do would be go to your profile and click this, for example, and don't just copy this URL. You might as well copy the affiliate link, which this one doesn't have. Great example. But you might as well just copy the affiliate link because that is what will get you more sales in the future. So this one has an affiliate link. It does so. Copy this one and paste it in here directly, or use a Bitly if you want to keep track of your link clicks. So that's that regarding the links. Then of course offer an incentive for people to buy this, and this is not the same as discounts on next orders. That's this right here. So please enjoy the private 15% discount on the next order. This is if you check this box. I usually do 15 and send the order like this, and if they make another order from the same service, a 15% discount will automatically be applied. But that's something else. I'm referring to coupons to incentivize people purchasing these services you recommend here. Then we go to the free stuff, which I mentioned here as well. In this case, again, I'm sending them to my bubble. I'm sending them to my YouTube channel. I'm sending them to a link building ebook that has links on there to my other social media channels and also to my Legiit profile with a bunch of other services I sell. This one is, I can take a look at it. I'm not sure what this one is right now. Okay, so it has a link to my Facebook group, get a free do follow link from Reddit. Okay, so I basically have a bunch of incentives so that people join my bubble. And again, joining the Facebook group for giveaways. A simple goodbye, stay safe and talk soon, 𝐻𝐻𝐿. Simple. Then I have this PS, like I just said, the private 15% discount on your next order, and a call to action to the Facebook group. And that's how I deliver the order. So all this that's here, it's implemented right here. Simple, straight to the point. And I'm sure there's people doing this in different ways, and I've refined my delivery message across the years. But this is what works for me, and I'm seeing great results with this. So you don't just want to do something like this. Hi, thank you. Oh, thank you for your order. This right here is fluff, so you don't want to have fluff. Thank you for your order. I have attached the complete report file, blah, blah, blah. So you don't want to do anything of this, okay? What you want to do is what I just showed you right here. So that's an example we just saw. So as you know now, the delivery links to free stuff, for example, that links to your socials, and your socials also link to it. That links to your service. So this is all a huge bubble and a flywheel that people won't leave. And if they try to leave, they'll eventually click a link that takes you to another service. So you want to make them stay in your bubble. So that's why you want to have an optimized delivery message, because again, it's another touch point you can have so that people either buy other services of yours or join your bubble. I forgot that I had this here, but basically, again, an upsell is when your product starts at lower dollar values and they buy something else, or you prompt them to buy something else that's higher priced. And a downsell is that when they just bought something that's higher priced, you sell them something that's lower priced, and they're much more inclined to buy that lower priced service because they just invested this much money. So having to invest this much looks like it will take lesser of a toll on their wallet. And then right here, we can just cover this one again. So as I was saying regarding to upsells and downsells on marketplaces in specific, these are usually done before the purchase. It's where you try to make the person buy more of what you're selling. For example, at a cinema, when you're buying popcorn and a small drink, they usually ask if you want to increase the size of your drink for just $1. That's the perfect example of an upsell. And all you need to do is ask. It's as simple as that. So upsells and downsells are usually done before the purchase is complete, which is not always possible with marketplaces, of course, because when someone buys something on a marketplace, you can't ask them to buy something again. I mean, you can, but it's through a chat or through a conversation. And again, I have here the example of the delivery message, which I'll attach through these course files. Yeah, that's basically it in regards to your delivery message. Make sure you have a properly optimized delivery message, and make sure you understand why you have it optimized, because you're getting more sales because you're making people stay inside your bubble. Thank you so much, and I will see you on the next one. In this video, we're going to cover how to price your services and what perceived value is. Why? Because we're looking for a long-term revenue, and the pricing of our services has a ton of impact in that. And how can we do this? By increasing or decreasing our prices. First thing you need to know is that marketplaces, and Legiit is also included in this, of course, marketplaces are a race to the bottom most of the times, and Legiit is included in this as well. And what do I mean by racing to the bottom? It's simple. I have here a drawing. So say you price your service at $100 and you're selling something like a logo design. Then someone comes, a competitor, and prices at 90. Then you price it at 80. Then they price it at 50. Then you price theirs at 30. Then they price theirs at 10. Then you end up pricing yours at 5, and they price them at 5 as well, because that's the lower it can get. And this is what happened in the marketplaces like Fiverr. And what happens is the price goes down, down, down until people can't lower their prices anymore. And who wins in this? People that live in countries like India or Bangladesh, because they can afford to lower their rates extremely low, because their living costs are much lower than in countries like the US and Canada. So US and Canada can't compete with this. And this is what the race to the bottom looks like. And if we can go on Legiit and we can see, for example, here in the graphic design category, these ones are priced at 10. And let me see, for example, here. So all of these are priced at 10. So they all landed on the bottom, which was 10 for them. And as you can see, yeah, all of the logo designs are priced at 10. Okay, so this one is not logo design. Yeah, so all of them landed on about $10. So this is what happened. Basically, I can guarantee you that at the start, people weren't pricing theirs at 10. what happened was this. And freelancers from countries like the US or Canada cannot simply compete with these prices. And that's what a race to the bottom looks like. So again, you're mostly racing to see who can lower their price more until someone gives up. But like I said, it doesn't have to be like that. If you work, of course, on a global marketplace like Legiit, people in countries where the average income is lower than in your country will always be able to charge less. And they'll always be able to undercut you. And I'll go over this in just a second. And what's the solution for this? So if you can't compete on price, you need to compete on something else. So first of all, don't sell identical services. But if you do sell them, make sure to position yourself or market them in a different way. And this is key. You can sell, and if you're selling the exact same thing, don't try to compete in price. Try to compete in a way so as to differentiate yourself through other means. In this case, market your product in a different way. And what do I mean exactly by this? So, for example, right here, we have these two top ranking ones, both sell logo designs for $10 each. However, 𝐒𝐓 here sells it for triple the price. And this listing is ahead of a bunch of others that have lower prices. But why can he sell higher prices than all these people down here? Because he positions himself differently. So he's not competing on price. He could price his service at 10 and try to compete with these guys. He could even price it at 6 just to steal orders from these guys. And this is where this part enters. So having lower price services will attract lower quality clients. Because these clients tend to go for cheapest service when there's two identical services. So if, say, these services were somewhat, and they are somewhat identical, both from the title and the image. So if this one was priced at 6, this one would get more orders in theory. But going back here to 𝐒𝐓, he's not competing on price. As you can see, he's not competing on price. He's differentiating himself in a different way. He's marketing his product in a different way. So the biggest advantage 𝐒𝐓 has is that he designed Legiit's logo. And that's a big one. So that's why he can also charge a premium, because he designed a logo for the platform where we're all working from. So that's why he can afford to market himself and price himself differently. Again, if you sell identical services, which most of these people are selling somewhat identical services because they're logos, at the end of the day, they're all logos. If you're doing that, you need to position yourself and market yourself in a different way. And the way that 𝐒𝐓 found was to design a logo for Legiit, which eventually Chris liked. So yeah, that's how he managed to position himself and market himself in a different way. We can also take a look here at another example. So these are whiteboard animation videos, and these are all basically the same. These are generated through software. So these, you pay like, I don't know, $30 for a software, and you can generate these like clockwork, super easy, nothing unique about them. But as you can see, these ones go for 10, and again, this is the price that these guys all agreed. So they most likely went like this and reached the price of 10. And they can't even price it at 5. I think the minimum is 6 for Legiit, but yeah, whatever. That's the price they landed on, and as you can see, most of them are priced at 10, 10, 10. This one is at 6. This guy is trying to compete by price, because there's no big differentiation between all of these. So if I was looking for a whiteboard animation video, I'll most likely go with this guy, because I can save $4. It's more or less the same. As long as the description of the service is somewhat optimized and they have examples, I see no difference really. So let me just double check. So okay, right here, okay, video is a optimized description as an example. Okay, all good. Yeah, so $6. Okay, it has a 1-star review, but let's say he didn't have a 1-star review. This service is not much different from this one. So of course, yeah, they're competing on price, because there's nothing to differentiate this for this. So of course they compete on price. But then, and this is the wrong category, sorry, I wanted to look at explainer videos as well. So these are more or less the same, all explainer videos. But then you have this guy right here. So these guys, this, for example, short ads explainer video. She is selling it for $6. And she sold, let's say, 20, because yeah, I think more or less half of the people leave reviews. This guy sold, let's say, 6. So he sold $300 worth of his service. And this girl sold 20 times 6, that's 120. So this guy sold more, and he's positioning himself not by price. In this case, he's positioning himself in current events. So COVID-19, we all know what that is about. I mean, me myself right now, I have COVID. So yeah, he's positioning himself not in price, but he's marketing his service in a different way. So businesses looking for explainer videos might go with him, because he's basing his market on a current event. And that's more or less what I want to say in regards to how to market your service and how marketplaces work in regards to races to the bottom. And that this doesn't have to be you. You don't need to constantly be on this race to the bottom and lowering your prices even more to compete with people from countries like India or Bangladesh that will always be able to charge lower than you. So you need to differentiate yourself in a different way other than pricing. Again, marketing yourself in a different way, just like the two examples we saw up here. Now I want to talk about perceived value, and this is an extremely important concept. So lower prices mean lower perceived values. Higher prices mean higher perceived values. And this is seen all around the world in all the products you buy. Here's an example. So perceived value is the way a customer views value in a product. That's the perceived value. It's how a customer views value in that same product. And most of the times this works like this. Most expensive iPhone is better. Most expensive car is faster. Most expensive camera has better quality. Most expensive food tastes better. And I'm sure both me and you are victims of this. So most of the times we get stuck in this loop. Most expensive is always better. Of course, there's some instances where that's not true. And I mean, even though we try to run away from this, most of the times we can't. But basically, this is something we can't run away from. We're always thinking about this. So most expensive car, food, service, whatever, is always better, faster, stronger, higher quality. And this is something that we have in our minds. It's something we can't run away from, like I said. A perfect example of this, again, is the iPhone. So the newer iPhone, the most expensive one, is the better one. I'm running through this right now, but the car that's most expensive is the faster one. The camera, so if you want to record videos for YouTube, the camera, which is the more expensive, so if you buy a red camera, that's the highest quality one you can have. For example, the food that tastes better is the one that's most expensive on the most prestigious restaurants. So that's basically how it works. That's the perceived value of a product. And again, higher prices mean higher perceived values. That's the value of how a person views your product. And let me show you here an example in this Legiit category, which is keyword research. So if we look at these ones right here, if I were, say, and this again is an example for SEO, but I'll explain it so you can understand. If again I was, for example, building my website for my local business, and I wanted to see which keywords I'll be targeting so I could get more clients in my business, I would need to do some keyword research. I'll go here on Legiit and search for keyword research. I'll skim through these. These ones are ads. They don't really tell me anything about keyword research. So I have these three services right here. At first glance, and of course I take my business seriously, I have $100 to spend in keyword research and I want to spend them good. So just looking at prices here, this one is $29. This one is half the price. So at first glance, the perceived value I have from this product, this service, is much higher than this one. Again, most expensive is better. Most expensive will bring in more results. Most expensive is all of this. Better, faster, higher quality, stronger, whatever, all of this. So at first glance, I'll go with this one. And even though they can be like the same, or even though this one can be actually better than this one, I'll never know because I'll go with this one because the perceived value for this one is higher than that one. And because my budget is $100, I can afford to spend it on this one. And that's how the perceived value works. And I have a great example here for you as well. I used to sell a service, I think it was a PBN service, and I was trying to compete by price as well because I wanted to gain some more reviews and be ranked here first on top of all these guys. What I did was I stopped trying to do that. I stopped trying to compete on price. I have three PBN services right here. And this is not me promoting this at all. Just an example. As you can see, this one is $87. This one is higher than all of these, except this one, all of these ones down here. So what I did was, I think this one was previously priced at like $50 or 40 or 30, even 30, I don't know. And I was getting some reviews and some orders. And the truth is, as soon as I increased the price, I decided to increase the price by 2x, I got many more orders. So having a higher perceived value can mean more orders. Like I said, lower prices, lower perceived values, higher prices, higher perceived values, and people love to have higher perceived values. And yeah, just like I was saying, I don't think if it was this one, I'm not sure. It was one of these. I increased the price by 2x, I think, or I don't know, even 3x. I increased the price. So at this price, I was getting this many sales. And then I increased the price by this, and I got this many sales. So you'd think that by increasing the price, you get a lower amount of sales, but that's not true. And that's because of the perceived value. And that's why this concept of perceived value is extremely important. And that's why I wanted to explain to you and make you understand how it works and how you can benefit from it. We can even look at another example here. Say, for example, logo design. Again, I would, for sure, not knowing any of these, if I was building a professional business website, I would go most likely with the $30 one. Even though it's 3 times the price and has less reviews, the perceived value is much higher. So I think to myself, why is this guy charging 3x the price? I'm sure it must be better. I'm sure. And that's how our brain works. Even though it might be actually the same, we think that it's better just because the price is higher. And that's, again, the perceived value, a concept that's extremely important to understand. And it ties in, of course, with the race to the bottom because, like I said, you don't need to try to stand out through prices and stay in this race to the bottom loop. You can stand out through having higher prices, and having higher prices can mean a higher amount of orders because of the perceived value and because of all the examples we talked about here. Again, like I always say at the end of the videos, if you have any questions, if you want to chat with me regarding optimizing your profile or any questions at all, this is the support group for this course, so facebook.com/groups/marketplace freelancer. So make sure to join. I'll be in there answering questions and talking to you all, and I will see you in the next video. In this video, I want to talk about value ladders. So a value ladder is something that allows you to get the most out of your first sale. And it's really important that you look at the LTV of a customer. And LTV stands for long-term value. So the customer is not just worth the money he spent on his first purchase with you. You need to think medium to long term, not short term. And this is hard for people because most people think short term and think they need to make money on the first sale. And we'll be covering that as well in this video, because you don't need to make money on the first sale. You can actually lose money on the first sale. So with that said, let's move on to value ladders. And I have here 2 examples which I want to cover. Say, for example, you are a graphic designer. So the y-axis here is the value to the customer of the product you're selling, and the x-axis here is the price of the service or product you are providing to the customer. So on your first step here on the ladder, let's say again you're a graphic designer, we have a logo design. So this is your entry service, the entry service to your value ladder. And we'll be covering this again in a second because you can lose money, but let's not go into that right now. But okay, this is your first service. So your entry service into your value ladder, your logo. And your goal is to, for the same customer, increase its long-term value. So your customer, when he buys something from you, he won't stop here. So say, for example, this is worth $10. If it stopped here, your customer's value will be $10, but it doesn't stop here. It goes up, okay? So the long-term value of your customer can be 10, 20, 30 times higher than the first purchase he made. And you need to build a value ladder into your freelance business because that's how you can make more money and increase the long-term value of your customer. Because remember, when someone purchases something from you, they're much more likely to buy something from you again. So you need to focus on the customers you already have instead of trying to get new ones. You need to focus on increasing the long-term value of your customer. Okay, but that said, say you sell a logo to some clients. You need to have a value ladder in the sense that the next services you'll try to sell to that same client will be of both higher value to the customer, of course, and of higher value in price. An example of this, again, for graphic designer could be you start by selling a logo, then you sell them a banner design for their website, then you end up selling them a full website design, and then after they have the website set up, you could sell them a branding strategy and planning. And then after they see all that planning you've done for them, you can sell them a full branding strategy implementation, something like this. So this is just an example. And a client that started being worth, I don't know, $10 for a logo, after 5-6 months is worth now upwards of $5K. Okay, so you need to think long term. Again, you need to think long term, not short term. And this is the long-term value of your customer. Some people call it lifetime value. I mean, you can call it lifetime value, you can call it long-term value. It means the same thing as long as you understand the concept behind it. The name you're giving the first letter doesn't really matter. But let's call it, for example, for now, lifetime value. The lifetime value of your client here is $5K from a service that was worth $10 at the start. So again, think long-term, medium to long-term, not short-term. And here's another example of a value ladder you can build if you sell SEO services. Again, the y-axis is the value for the customer, and the x-axis is the price. And this is an example if you sell SEO services of a value ladder you can construct. So, for example, say for $10 you sell a single link, then you sell on another step a links package for triple the price. Then you sell an SEO audit, so full SEO audit for the client. then you sell an off-page SEO campaign, and then you put them on a recurring monthly SEO package. So again, this goes up, of course, and something that started, for example, at, I don't know, $5 for a single link is now worth I don't know, $300 for a recurring monthly payment. So every month he's paying you $300. So as you can see, the long-term value or the lifetime value of the client can be increased through having value ladder. So you need to create a value ladder for your freelance business. So what I would like you to do with this video, and after it finishes, is to just draw on a paper or whatever you can draw something like this, and try to build a 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 step value ladder. So on here, put your most basic cheap service and try to think of what other things you can put on here. So what other things you can put and what other services you can sell in the long to medium term to increase the lifetime value of the customer on your value ladder. So I want to ask you to try and build your own value ladder, because as soon as you do this, you'll have a clearer picture of how you can increase your sale. And this is a great exercise to do, because if you do this, if you create your own value ladder, you become much more aware of how to position yourself and what to sell and how to sell and or how much to sell. And in the back of your mind, you'll start to think more long-term and not so short-term, and you'll start to think more about the lifetime value of a customer. So that's the exercise for today. Make sure to try and build your value ladder for your marketplace business and for the services you sell. Because like I said, you don't want to stop here, because a client that bought something from you, it's highly likely that it buys something from you again. So don't just stop on the first step. Have at least 4 to 5 steps on your value ladder. Okay, that's really, really important. Now, if we just erase all of this mess, if you're thinking long-term, medium to long-term and not short-term, so if you're thinking on the lifetime value of your customer, it's okay to lose money on your first step, okay, on here. So it's okay to lose money on your first sale. And what do I mean by losing money? So in the services world, because right here you're providing a service, not selling a product. If you are selling a product, losing money would mean that you are charging the customer less than what it cost you to make the product. So you imagine you were selling hats and your production cost was $10 per hat, and you were selling hats for $5. So you'd be losing $5 per sale. But if you were thinking long term, like this, and say here you sold like a bundle of hats, and then you sold like a hat and I don't know, something more expensive. So if you were thinking about the long-term value of the customer, these minus $5 that basically were the customer acquisition cost, the what's called CAC, customer acquisition cost, wouldn't matter, because in the long term the client would purchase so much more stuff from you that it would be worth that the lifetime value of the client would be upwards of, I don't know, $100, for example. So you profited $25 from this single client. But this is regarding services. This is regarding the product industry. We're talking about services. So what do I mean when I say losing money with services? I mean spending more time than what your time is worth doing the work. Say, for example, you do logo designs, and it takes you 1 hour to make one logo, and you price your service accordingly. So you price your service at $20 per logo design, because that's how much you value your time. So if you take 1 hour per logo and you're selling the packages for $20, you value your work hourly rate at $20. So the idea here is that losing money with services is basically when you charge less. So you charge, say, $10 per logo when you value your hourly rate at $20. That's what I mean by losing money. And this ties in with the next video we'll be talking about, which is something that we already referred here, is that one customer can be worth 10x the initial first order. So you never know if the customer can of course stop here, but you never know if he'll continue going up. And if your services are good, and if he likes you and what you do and the results you provide, I can almost assure you he'll continue on scaling these steps one by one. But like I was saying, you don't necessarily need to be profitable on the first interaction, just like I explained here in regards to services and products. And here is an example from Legiit. So if you take a look at Legiit, if I'm not mistaken, Chris sold a $16 service to the current dev of the platform. So a $16 sale. So as you can see, it's this value ladder step number 1, turned into a multi-million-dollar company being built. Okay, so this is how important having a value ladder is, and this is just an example from Legiit itself. Now, if we go here again, say this is your time and money, and I want to talk a bit about the, since we're talking about long-term value, I want to talk a bit about the service promotions, because on Legiit you can pay to promote a service. And say you pay $60 to promote a service, okay? And then, so you're here at -60, and you're thinking, oh man, I just spent $60. I mean, the whole $60, I need to get my money back. And you get a sale from customer A, so +15, okay? You move up here, you're still a lot negative. But then you get another sale from customer B, now you're here. You more or less made a bit more than half the money you invested. But then you get another sale from customer A, so a repeat sale, because he liked your work, okay? And this time is 15 again, because maybe he bought the same step 1 service on your value ladder, or maybe the second step on your value ladder is somewhat the same price, which it shouldn't be, but let's say in this case he did. But then you get a third sale from customer A, so now you are already positive, okay? So that customer went from here to here to here, and again it can be going upwards more and more. So now you're up $20. So that's why you need to think long term. And I have here an example. So say this is your box, okay, your sale box. So you put in $60, just like it's here written. So you put in $60, so you're at -60. And you take out 80, so you profit 20, which is this math right here. So -60 plus 15 plus 20 plus 15 plus 30 is +20. So if there was this machine that you could throw in $60 all day and it would throw back 80 at you, wouldn't you consistently be throwing $60 at it? Because you're throwing 60, it's returning 80, so you're profiting $20 every time you throw 60 at it. So of course you would. It's literally free money. And if you do a good job, like I was saying before, with the service you're selling, customers are highly likely to buy from that service and from you again. And even if you, of course, don't sell that same service to that same buyer, so sell them a logo designed 2 times, you can sell other service using your value ladder. So that's why it's really important to build out your value ladder as a seller on marketplaces. You need to have a value ladder built. You need to think medium to long term, not short term. Think about the long-term value or the lifetime value of a customer. And that's what I wanted to cover in this video. So if you're either promoting services on Legiit, so if you're throwing $60 at this box, think about long term. At the short term, of course, you're going to lose money. You're going to lose money all the way through here. And this can be like a month, 2 months, 3 months, I don't know. You can lose money all the way through here. But you need to think in a 6-month, 4 to 6 month period. You need to think medium to long term. And I know it's hard to think like this because you're thinking that you just spent $60 or more dollars and you're afraid, and it's normal. But try to hold that fear and think medium to long term, because that's what will make you successful. And like I said, please don't forget to build out your value ladder, because this is extremely important. And again, like I always say, if you have any questions, this is the support group for this course. I'll be here answering questions, replying to you guys, maybe even exclusive content, I don't know. So if you want to join, make sure to do so at facebook.com/groups/marketplace freelancer, and I will see you on the next video. This is probably the most important video in this course, and I want you to always remember this. Always do this. You always need to under-promise and over-deliver. Always. This is extremely, extremely important, and I'll go over in this video why and how you can do it. But never forget it. This is the most important thing you'll learn here, or one of the most, I guess. Always under-promise and over-deliver. So let's move on to the theory. And this is a lot of text, but I want to go through it with you one by one. So, like I said, if you take just one thing from this course, it's that you should always under-promise and over-deliver. Because people absolutely love this. Think about it. When you go to a car wash, for example, and they wash it and give you a car detail for free, or when you go to the cinema and, for example, maybe they'll get you free popcorn, think about the times in your life that you thought you got more than what you were expecting. How did that make you feel? It made you feel for sure happy or content with the service and the delivery. And this happens all the time. So if you're expecting to be given something and you receive that something plus some more, you'll feel happy. Even if you're not going to use the other product or the other service you got for free, you'll feel happy because you feel that you got more than what you paid for. You got more than what you deserved. And the good thing of always under-promising and over-delivering is that people then are more inclined to leave reviews and come back to your services. And we'll have a video just right here on how to get more reviews. But in regards to this under-promising and over-deliver concept, people are never ever expecting to get more than what they think they're entitled to. So you'll always catch them off guard, which is great, and that's what you want to do. And what do I mean by this exactly in a actual example? So say you're selling a logo design and you are selling for, I don't know, $20 a logo concept. And on your delivery, you deliver 2 logo concepts. So the person will think, well, wait a minute, I just paid $20 for 2 logo concepts. I was thinking I was paying $20 for one, so I get one for free. That's amazing. Even if I don't like the other one that the guy sent me, just the fact that he worked on it and did that extra work to please me, and that's exactly the type of emotion you want to convey in people. Here's another example. Say again, you always promise a 1 logo concept, but on your delivery, you deliver that 1 logo concept plus a black and white version or a vector version. Or for example, another example is you deliver a branding advice, so a course or a short video on branding. And this can be something really simple. You can record a Loom video that you can send all the clients that you send deliveries for. So you don't always have to have the work to record a Loom video specific to each client. You just can record one and record general branding advice, or generic branding advice, sorry, and send it out to the clients with the delivery. Or for example, you delivered your logo concept you promised plus a branding cheat sheet, or an ebook on branding. So I think you get more or less the gist here. So here's another example for SEO. For example, say you are selling and you promise, so this is the promise column, this is the delivery column, you promise 10 high authority backlinks, but then you deliver 20. Again, same thing here. So the person will think, so I just paid $20 for 10 links and he got me 20. That's amazing. I got 10 links for free. I feel happy. I feel content. I like this guy. Or you deliver those same 10s, but then you deliver an ebook on link building, teaching them how to link build. Or you deliver the 10 links plus a free website audit. And if you watch the previous videos, which I hope you did, on my delivery message, I have the welcoming and whatever, and then the delivery link, or they're attached. And then I have a free stuff section, which is where I include all of these, the ebooks, the free training, the extras, other links if I have them. So I'm always over-delivering, always. So under-promising and over-delivering. It's really important because people will feel happy. And happy clients are returning clients. And that's what you want to do. So like I was saying here, in regards to these branding cheat sheets or these ebooks or this branding advice, you don't necessarily need to have more work. You can give them a virtual product. And I'll show you my example, which again, I already showed you, I think, a couple of videos ago. But if you go here to my delivery message, I have here a free link building tactics ebook, which I'll just open right now. And I did this just one time. It took me like 2 or 3 hours to make. I spent 3 hours to make, and now I send it with every delivery, okay? A bunch of link building tutorials, okay, and also link them back to my rent. So I'm giving them more than what they paid for. And that's what you want to do. You always want to under promise and over deliver. Really, really important. You can take some examples from here and others from here if you do SEO or graphic design, but you can apply these to any niche basically. And that's how you do it. Again, in the next video, I'll be covering how to get more reviews because it ties in with this, because I can almost assure you that if you under promise and over deliver, the amount of people leaving reviews will be much, much higher. Because if you just promise a 1 logo concept and deliver a 1 logo concept, people will see, okay, that's exactly what I paid for. Thank you so much. Goodbye. But if you promise less than what you deliver, so under promising and over delivering, people will be much more inclined to leave reviews. And that's what we'll be talking about in this next video. So I'll see you then. So you just watched this video, the under promise, over deliver, and now we're going to watch the one on how to get more reviews. This simple step-by-step guide will 100% guarantee you'll get more reviews. And I'm really, really confident of this. So it all starts even before an order is placed. And here are the stages of that. So these are all the stages where you can start building up points for the review. And what I mean by points, here's an analogy. So say you have this bucket, and if you fill it up here, so if you fill the bucket up here, you get a review, okay? So you want to throw as many points, or let's say balls. Let's do, instead of points, let's do balls. We want to throw as many balls in here as possible. And eventually, when it's all filled with balls, and it reaches here, the top, you get a review, okay? That's what we're doing here. So you want to accumulate as many balls or points in your bucket to get a review. Let's give you a concrete example. So there's all these stages, 1, 2, 3, 4, where you can accumulate these points to put them in your bucket. So each client has a different bucket. And once you reach a certain threshold, you get a review out of the client almost for certain. Now, the first step is when a customer asks a question. So this is a customer that has never bought from you, so it's a potential customer, and he asks a question about one of your services. Of course, you need to know how to talk to people. So be polite and helpful and answer that question. And make sure you go above and beyond. And this is something that I'd say 99% of people don't do. So do something like unique, so like recording a loom. So for example, say a client asks you something like, hey, I have this website, I'm looking to get a new logo designed. What do you think about these colors that I'm choosing, blah, blah, blah. So it gives you more or less a generic question about the logo design for his website. And instead of you just typing it out, why not record a loom? So record your face or your screen or both and answer this question with a video. So this is extremely unique. And right here, you're going above and beyond anything else other people will do. And why do you want to do all of these? Because most important of all, you never know who's behind the computer screen on the other side. It could be a solopreneur with not that much money, but it could also be a big client that's placing just a small test order. And that test order, say for $20, can become $10,000 over the course of the lifetime of that client. So the lifetime value, just like we talked about previously, in this case is 10 or could be 10K. So this is to say that you never know who's on the other side of that computer screen. You never know if that test order can become a multi-$1,000 long-term value. And I speak from experience here, so make sure you get this right. It's extremely important. Make sure you're extremely polite and helpful. This is really important. Of course, you need to be helpful. And if you want to go above and beyond, answer the questions in a unique way, which you can do by recording a Loom video or showing your face. And this is the first touch point. So by doing this right, you're putting here one ball in the tank. Okay, so it's filled up to here. Now another touch point where you can get more points or more balls in this case, which again, the more balls you have and when they reach the top is when you get a review. So all these are touch points to get more balls in your tank. The second one is when a customer places an order. Just like we talked about before, you want to send them an acknowledge message. We have a video solely on this. You want to answer any questions they might have because they can place an order and have questions after it. It's only natural. Again, if they do it, make sure to go back to this step right here. If it's a medium to long-term service, I'd say 20 to 30 days or 15 to 30 days, make sure to give them the client weekly updates. Because ideally, you never want clients messaging you asking for updates. That's a sign that you've not been great with your communication. So again, this is yet another place where you can build out these points and yet get another ball to build up the tank right here. Then another touch point where again you can start building up these points that will fill in your possible review tank that again in the end you'll get a review ideally, is on the order delivery. So you gain points here when the customer asks the question, then more points when the customer places an order, and now you're getting extra points once the order is delivered. We have a video solely on this, on an optimized delivery message, and on that delivery message you can ask for a review. So you can say, so if you liked what you received, make sure to please leave me a review, it really helps me out, etc. You can have a call to action for a review. You can also do this, which we talked about in previous videos, which is over-delivering. So under-promising, again, over-delivering. Under-promise, over-deliver. Really, really important, always do it. And that is one of the biggest things in all these steps that will give you the review. It's the under-promise, over-delivering. So all these are great. You should do them all these steps, if you want to get more reviews, of course. But the one that will have the biggest impact is the under-promising and over-delivering. Out of all of these, that's for certain. And like I said, sorry about that, asking for a review. So in the delivery optimized message, you can ask for a review. And again, this will build more points towards your review getting chances. And then once the order is complete, a couple of days after, for example, and this is in the case that the client didn't acknowledge or didn't say anything in regards to your delivery. So if you delivered an order and the client didn't say anything, you can reach out to them and say, hey, I didn't hear anything from you. Did you like the delivery? Is there anything you'd like change? So make a follow-up with the client. And if he does reply to you, or if he doesn't, make sure to also, again, ask for a review one last time. And all of these 1, 2, 3, 4 steps will slowly build up points towards you getting a review. So if you want to get more reviews, this is how you should do it. This is how I do it. I know it's a lot of steps and it can be a bit confusing, but once you're doing it and once you are in the zone, it becomes pretty easy. And an important thing to note is that if you only start building points on the last 2 steps, you're very unlikely to get a review. Because even though this one is very powerful, you want to have all this back luggage of sorts, because all of these build on top of each other. So don't just do this or just this, make sure to do them, all of them, because they stack on top of each other and become more powerful as you stack them. So make sure to start building those trust and rapport points since step 1, since the client asks you something. Like always, if you have any questions or need help, this is the support group for this course. It's facebook.com/groups/marketplace freelancer. I'll be in here answering questions, helping you out. So if you have any questions, make sure to join and I'll see you on the next video. I want to go over acknowledging orders. This is extremely important and it ties in with all the things we've talked about in regards to brand building, trust building, and getting people inside your bubble. So, of course, you need to acknowledge orders always. That's a must. So when a buyer places an order, they want to know, of course, if you got the order and if you have all the info to get started. So, and this is, of course, basic stuff, but some people don't do it, and that's why they're not that successful on these platforms. But for example, if you buy some shoes online, you always expect a confirmation email saying, thank you, your payment went through, we're processing your order and we'll ship it in 2 days or whatever. So so all purchases you make are always acknowledged. So first step, you want to acknowledge it. But then after you know that you need to acknowledge an order, it becomes important to know how to acknowledge that order, and in specific on marketplace freelance platforms. So here's how I do it and here's how to do it. The message should include a acknowledgement to the buyer, as you can see here. So hi, then you can put, for example, the buyer name here. Hi, Steve. Thank you for placing an order. Simple, no fluff. Then you want to tell them that you have all you need to get started. So it leaves the buyer assured. This is really important. You want to leave them rested that you have everything you need to get started. So you can say something like, I've gone through the info you sent and I have all I need to get started. And then you can throw in a cheeky smile over there. Then you want to offer your time and help in case they need it, which is what I do here is, if you have any questions, let me know, I'm here to help. And this should be a capitalized I, sorry. Then you want to sign out professionally, best Vasco, like I do here, and have a CTA or a call to action in this case for my Facebook group. And remember, we are building a community/brand which will equal more sales in the future, because you become an authority in your space. And we have a video just on this brand building, on how to do it and why it's important. And this is yet just another contact point to bring in people to your bubble. So this is how I do it. You can have variations of this. And this right here, this is a mistake. This should be on the delivery order video, because you can add a CTA for review. So for example, you deliver an order and you say like, if you like the work, please consider leaving a 5-star review. I'm still building up my reputation, so every review helps. So this would be for the delivering an order video. So I have it here. Not sure why this is wrong, shouldn't be here, but again, I don't think I included it in the delivery order video. So make sure to add a CTA to a review. But that said, this is how you should do it. And I'll show you here an example. So I just got this order, and what I did was just write exactly that message. So acknowledging the buyer, hi, I should have written Jason just in here. Thank you for placing an order. I've gone through the info you sent me, and I have all I need to get started. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm here to help. Best Vasco, and then the CTA to the Facebook group. So you don't just want to say something like, hi Justin, thank you for your order. I'll process it as soon as I can. You don't want to say this. The worst thing you can do is not say anything. This is the second worst thing you can do. It has no substance in it, okay? And if you're spending time writing a message, you might as well write a proper one, something like this. So you can take this template and go from here, but don't write anything too complicated. Be straight to the point. Just make sure you hit all of these points. So acknowledging the buyer, tell them you have everything you need, because this assures the buyer they can be relaxed. Offer them help in case they need it, and sign out professional, of course, and have a CTA for your Facebook group or for your YouTube videos or whatever, just to make sure people join your bubble. Okay, that's all regarding this video. So make sure again to always join the Facebook group if you have any questions. That's facebook.com/groups/marketplace freelancer. If you have any questions, I'll be inside helping you out. So make sure to join, and I will see you on the next one. In this video, I want to go over offers and scarcity mindsets. I want to talk about some offers you can do to your clients to entice them in buying your services again or for the first time. And I want to talk about this scarcity mindset and how you can invoke this feeling in people, because when people have this scarcity mindset, or what is also called FOMO, which is fear of missing out, people are more inclined to purchase. And you see this all around. So for example, if you watch an infomercial, you for example see there's this TV for sale, the price is heavily discounted, there's only 10 now there's only 9, now there's only 5, so the quantity is decreasing, so it becomes a scarce resource. So people have FOMO, have fear of missing out on that special priced offer sale, so they'll buy it with an impulse. And this is what I want to talk about today. So one thing you can do on Legiit is pricing your service at double the price that you want to sell it for. So for example, say you want to sell a logo design for $20. What you do is you'd price your service at $40 and then offer a 50% discount. And we'll go over an example here in just a second. But like it's written here, so if you are selling something for $497, you'd offer a discount for 51% and sell it at $243. Why 51%? Because 50 is amazing, and 51%, just that 1%, just because it's more than 50, it's like outrageous and gets people going. So the value people think they're getting is artificial, but people think they're getting more than 50% discount, which is huge. Like I say here, scarcity, you can also have a scarcity on there, so limited to 30 people, and then something like 17 out of 30 claimed. Now, I want to go over an example here, and a question. So, out of these two, you're going to answer me which one would you be more inclined to buy, A or B. Both are the same product, so full website design. This is on sale for $197, but this is on sale for half the price. Again, $197 again. But it's $197 as well. But in the service copy, it has these 3 lines. One saying it's an instant 51% off, and another one is saying limited to 10 spots, and again, 7 out of 10 claimed. So this right here is the scarcity. Sorry, let me use another brush. So this right here is the scarcity part, these two. And this right here is the huge discount, okay? The huge crazy discount of 51%. So which one you'd be more inclined to buy? I'd say probably B than A, because here you have scarcity and a huge discount. And you might say A other than B, but I can assure you that on the moment of going to a sales page and viewing and being presented with the actual discount and the scarcity, and if you're of course interested in buying this, you'll most of the times choose B. And not only that, but the perceived value, which we already talked about, this concept of perceived value, the perceived value of B is higher than A, because the starting price is higher than A. And B has scarcity, sorry, not A. B has scarcity. So the perceived value rule I talked about previously matters a lot here. The perceived value of B is much higher than A, because the value is much higher than A, so the original value. Now, what we're doing here is offering a crazy discount, so 51% off, crazy discount, plus a time or limit, in this case it's a limit, which is our scarcity, and this will equal more sales. And what I want you to do with this video is not just watch it, try to really implement this. Go to one of your sales page, double the price, and then include this over there. So include a big block of text saying, get an instant 51% discount, use coupon 51% off or something like that. And then below it have these 2 lines or something similar, lines of scarcity. I can almost assure you that you'll start to get more sales. It's almost guaranteed, because this works. Scarcity and huge discounts work. And you're not losing money, you're actually making the same money per order, but you're getting more orders. And people think, and me myself included, that we are immune to these tactics, but we're not. These tactics have always worked, they still work, and they'll keep on working till the day the world ends. And please, please, please right now, go to Legiit, go to your profile, pick a service, double the price, and add these three or something similar to your sales page. Make sure to have a crazy discount and a time amount or limit for scarcity. And I can show you here an example as well, which was from one of my services, this one right here. What I did, which is the exact thing I'm saying here, is basically double the price of the service and offer a 50% discount. I could have done a 51, I did 50 on this one, but I just took this service, doubled the price of every single package, and then offered a 50% flat discount. And this works. I got more sales by doing this. So I urge you, please try and do this. I can assure you it works, because this is how people work. This is the psychology between how people work and how people purchase things online or in person. So yeah, right here I don't have the scarcity because this is an old sales page. But if you have the instant huge discount plus the time or limit amount of scarcity, I can assure you you'll get more sales. And like I showed you, this is the perfect example. I'm doing it myself. I just doubled the price of each package and offered a 50% discount. And yeah, that's it. This is the Facebook for help. If you want to have any questions or just chat with me regarding the sales or regarding sales pages or whatever, this is the support group for the course, facebook.com/groups/marketplace freelancer. Again, I urge you, please try and do this. It's really, really important that you do this because it works. And if you want to get more sales and if you want to succeed on Legiit, do this. It works. So close this video and right now and go try it out. Just choose any service of yours on Legiit, double the price, and then include these two things. Okay? Thank you. I will see you all in the next one. If you want to succeed, you need to be willing to do what the other 99% aren't doing. So if you want to be the 1% and have success in Legiit as a freelancer, you need to be able to do what 99% of people aren't doing. And this is a short video, but it's really important. Like we talked about, you need to always under-promise and over-deliver. This is how you'll get people wowed and leaving you reviews, plus recommending your services to other clients and keep coming back for more. You need to go above and beyond. Of course, if you want to earn like the top sellers on a marketplace and be in the 1%, you need to do what the other 99% of people on the platform aren't doing, which is going the extra mile. And I have here two examples, and we have a bunch more in what we talked about previously. But the first one, for example, is when a client sends you a message asking for something, don't send them a text reply. Send them a video. That's an example of what 99% of people aren't doing. That's how you get to be on the 1%. Send them, for example, a Loom video. So if they ask you how can your service help them out, instead of you typing it out, just record your face or record your screen talking and answering their question. That's what 99% of people aren't doing. And if you want to be in the 1%, you have to do what 99% of people aren't doing. And the second example is, for example, the delivery, always under-promising and over-delivering, which we talked about here as well. I just wanted to record this quick video and remind you that if you want to be successful, if you really, really want to be successful and be in the top 1%, you need to be able to do what 99% of people aren't doing. And I know this sounds cliche, but it's 100% true. And this is more of a mindset video, not so much a tactic one, but it's really important that you understand and are aware of this because, and I'll say it again, if you want to be in the top 1%, you need to be willing to do what 99% of people aren't willing to do. Thank you so much. Again, any questions, make sure to join the Facebook group. That's facebook.com/groups/marketplace freelancer, and I'll see you on the next one. Brand building. So this ties in with a bunch of stuff we already talked about, but I want to go over it one more time. So when we talk about community, we're talking about Facebook groups, Discord channels, Telegram channels, basically anywhere where you can have a group of people that can all interact with each other and with you, of course. So our goal with community building is to build a self-sustained community where people can interact with each other and have access to you. So say this is your funnel, and seems a bit complicated, but it's not. So let's start here at the bottom. So right here you have 10 people, okay? And these 10 people are people you can market to all the time because they're inside your bubble. In this case, for example, inside your Facebook group. They are inside your world now. You can upsell, downsell, produce content, engage with them. You can do anything you want. These people are part of your brand. They like you, they engage with you. Some of them are your customers for life. So anything you put out there, they'll buy it. As long as it is, of course, of high quality. But how can you get these people here? Really simple. So there's a bunch of things you can do. One of them is, for example, on your profile description. And we'll go over every single one of these. So you're basically funneling people to your community. In this case, I'm giving an example of a Facebook group, but you can funnel them to anywhere you want. You can even funnel them to an email list. And how can you funnel these people? So you can do it through your profile description. What I do here is in my profile description, I have a link to my website. I could even have a link to the Facebook group directly. So this is a touch point to get people inside my brand. Again, I'll have here all the social links as well. So these are all set. So this one, and of course I should have here another box about, and I can include it here, of course, regarding social links, profile social links, okay? This one is set as well. Then you can do it in your profile name as well. In my case, I have my brand name, so this is directly linking to my website. So people go to the website, which then in turn makes it so they're inside my bubble. Okay, that's yet another way. And of course, when a buyer sends a message, you can say on your reply, if you need, you reply to the question, and then you say, if you need any more help, you can join our community here of people doing X, and join me here at the link to your Facebook group. Okay, so that's yet another way to get people inside your brand. Then you have order acknowledging messages, which we've run through as well, where you can ask for the email and send them an email to join the community, or a link directly to the Facebook group, which we already covered. And the order delivery messages as well. You can include a link to your Facebook group, just like we talked about as well. So all of these small things, so all of these profile links, or the profile name, or the profile description, the delivery messages, the order acknowledged messages, the messages buyers sent you and how you reply to them, all of these will make it so that people will start to slowly coming into your funnel. So say 100 people come in from messages, order acknowledging ones, order deliveries, review replies, which we'll cover just here in a second. All these people, like 100 people come in, and say 10% of them become true fans. So all those 100, they all join your communities, but 10% of them become true fans. These are extremely valuable people to have beside you and trusting you and your brand, because like I said here in the beginning of the video, you can do this with them. You can market to them to the end of time. And that's a great advantage that you want to have. You want to have true fans. Oh, and there's many more people that join here, the much higher this number will be. In regards to review replies, I'll have a video just on that, which is after this one. But what I wanted to teach with this video is that community is really important, that you should start building it, and the ways that you can use using Legiit to get people in your community funnel. So profile description, all of this. So if you are building a community, which you should, and if you're having trouble getting people in your community, you can try all of these to get people in. Again, if you need any help, have any questions, this is the support group for this course. It's facebook.com/groups/marketplace freelancer, and I will see you on the inside and on the next video. I want to go over how to reply to reviews, and this is really, really important. So first of all, what you need to understand is that when someone leaves a review, is that they took time out of their day to do so. So if they're taking time out of their day, you should take time of your day also to reply to them, because people will appreciate when you do the same. And that's one of the main reasons why you leave replies to the reviews. I myself, I don't usually reply to reviews. I'll be honest, if I go here on Legiit, I have almost 3,000 unanswered reviews. It's because I just don't have the time, but I should find the time because it can be extremely beneficial, and I'll explain you why in just a second. One of the perks you get by replying to reviews is that other buyers, other people that haven't bought from you yet, that can become buyers in the future, will look at them as well. So if someone leaves a positive review on one of your services, saying a great service, I really liked working with the 𝐒𝐓𝐄, the delivery was impeccable, perfect, I'll be back for more. If a buyer sees that, because buyers will look through the reviews on services before making the purchase, and if they see that review, that's always a plus, because people like to see positive reviews and they'll be more inclined to buy. But they can become even more inclined to buy if they see a reply from the seller, so from you, to that same review saying, thank you so much, I'm really glad you enjoyed it, and say, for example, it was a logo design service. You can be specific with your reply. Say, for example, it was an order for a logo design, and the person left a very good review, and now you're going to reply saying, I'm glad that you like the service, thank you so much, blah, blah. And then you can be specific, for example, in regards to the niche. So say, for example, the logo was for a plumbing company. You say something along the lines of, I'm glad the logo we designed for your plumbing company is being a great success within the team. So something like this, where you make the review, again, this is another point down here, not generic. So I know this is hard and it takes some time to not leave generic replies such as thank you so much. And I myself suffer of this. As you can see here, I got a review and just left a generic reply. This is not ideal. But as I was saying, if your reply is niche specific, for example, another possible buyer that's browsing through the reviews and sees one maybe specific to its business. So for example, another plumber looking to find a logo, he might be even more inclined to buy because now he knows that that logo was for a company that is in the same niche as him. So I know this sounds small, but all these small factors can contribute to having that 1 or 2 extra orders. And that's what we want. If we have 1 or 2 extra orders per month, that's 12 to 24 orders per year, and depending, of course, on the value of each of your orders, and of course, taking into account that a buyer is not just worth that first order, just like we talked about, we have to take a look at the lifetime value of a buyer. This can make a difference. And then, of course, leaving a CTA to your community. So after the review, you write, if you want to join our community or if you need any other help, you can message me at, and you leave a link to example for your Facebook group. And this is really valuable as well because, like I said, the people that are seeing your replies to reviews are other potential buyers. So if you have, say, a service with a bunch of reviews, for example, this one right here has 3, but if I had replied to all these 3 reviews and with the proper reply, not a generic one, and then left a link to the Facebook group, some other buyers that could be browsing this service could see that I had a link right here to my support group and they could join. And this is yet another touch point where you can call people into your bubble. And I'll go over here an example of how to reply to an actual review. So this one right here I just got yesterday, I think. And let's make a reply. So not something like thank you for your review. This is a generic reply. And any buyer or any potential buyer that's looking through this won't even read your reply. So what you want to do is something like this. And again, like I said, I don't usually reply to reviews. I should, because I have here 3K reviews unanswered. And imagine if on those almost 3,000 reviews I have unanswered, I left a link to my community, a call to action to my community. Imagine how many members I could have joined my bubble with all those 3,000 reviews or so, those 3,000 places. I'll be able to include a link to my group. So let's do that right here. We could do something like this. Hi, Tosho. Thank you. I'm not entirely sure if when I post this, if it will be formatted like this, if you have paragraphs or not, but let's hope it does. Thank you very much for the review, for the 5-star review. And you're watching me doing this like over the shoulder. This is how I do it if I were to start doing this right now. So, hi, so acknowledging the client. Thank you for your 5-star review. I'm glad you liked the links on the cloud platforms. Now here you can, for example, try and push the sell to yet another buyer. So something like these links are very powerful. So a buyer that's reading this and has doubts after reading the description. So this is yet another place where you can persuade him or persuade the potential buyer into purchasing your service. So thank you so much for the 5-star review. I'm glad you like it. Very powerful. And they do look great. So just a small joke here. If you have any questions or just want to chat with me, you can do so at, so something like this. So something that's not generic, okay? So you need to cover all these points. Basically, take time to answer the review as well. Keep in mind that other people, other non-buyers that can become buyers in the future will look at your review. So if you're spending time to reply, make sure to leave a reply that can either persuade the buyers to jump the fence and buy your service, and leave a link to your community, so it's yet another place where you can funnel people in. So again, if you're having the time to write a review, make sure to write it with all these steps in mind. And let's hit reply. And I'm not sure what happened here. So yeah, looks like this isn't working. I'm not sure why. Okay, is this just of this service or all of them? Let's do this one. Let's try and... Oh, I know. So this one is... I don't want to spend time right now writing a proper one, but let me just see if this works or not. Okay, so right here it works. On the order it doesn't work. Well, that's not good. Okay, doesn't matter, but yeah, I think you understand the point of this. Then I'll have a video up next on how to reply and deal with negative reviews. This is an important one because most buyers, and I think you can agree with me on this, when you're trying to purchase a product or service, you'll first look at the negative reviews and then just the positive ones, because negative reviews are where people actually tell what's wrong with the product or service, and where you can find some of your concerns addressed at. So yeah, we'll have a video just on negative reviews. That said, again, make sure to join the Facebook group. This is the Facebook group for support for this course. It's facebook.com/groups/marketplace freelancer, and I will see you on the inside. For example, this service right here, I had someone leave a negative review, which was totally okay. I'm totally okay with it, because I understand the customer's frustration. And even though I don't agree 100% with this, I managed to take that negative review and make something good out of it. So let me explain. These are PBN links that you point at your website and make it rank higher in Google. Of course, PBN links alone won't rank a site in Google. You need on-page SEO, you need other things regarding off-page SEO. But for the sake of it, let's just read this review. The buyer said, well, I didn't see any improvements at all in almost 2 months. Totally valid. Might be true, might be false, I don't know. I'll believe the customer, of course. So let's say this is true. And it might be, because PBN links don't do the job on their own. It's important to do other types of optimizations. But what did I do with this review? This review was down here, somewhere here. This right here. There's here other ones which I can go over them as well. But this one is a fake one, for example. This was a big issue with the client, but let's now focus on this one. What I did was I took a screenshot of this review and I used it in a way that other customers that saw this review would see how I replied to it and how I acknowledged the review. So first of all, you need to acknowledge it. Acknowledging a review is really, really important. And this is what I did here. Acknowledge the review. But the first step is to acknowledge the review, which I already did here. And I also did down here, acknowledging the review with a reply. Then you want to be nice to the person, okay? Because if it is a genuine negative review or from a bad experience or a bad product they bought, it's your fault. It's always your fault, okay? It's always your fault. Of course, there are cases where it's not your fault as a business. Something else might have happened, but in the end, it's almost always your fault. So what I did here was just reply and trying to teach him, not teach him a lesson, of course, but trying to explain to him why he saw the results he saw, which were none. Which I said, links aren't everything. Without a good on-page SEO, you can build links. You can build all links you want. You won't see any ranking improvements. That being said, send me a PM. I'll send you your money back, because I'm not trying to scam anyone. So I acknowledged the review. I said, I wrote this right here for other customers that read this review in specific to know why he didn't see any improvements. So you have to give so you have to reply to the review. Okay, so you have to acknowledge and then reply in specific to the review, which was what I did here. And then you have to give something back as a form of compensation, which again I did. So I said, send me a private message and I will refund you all your money back. So I'm not trying to argue here. I'm not trying to say, blah, 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 you did this bad, you did this good. I'm not trying to argue. I just acknowledge it, explain why, and then offer something in return to repay him. Then this happened here as well above. A customer saying, I can't really remember this one, but complaining of the traffic. Then of course I acknowledged it, I explained it, and I offered for the money back as well, I think. If I didn't do it here, I did it through a private message. But the goal here is to acknowledge, reply to the review specific. And then on Google My Business, you can't do this. But what I did was take the review and put it up here in the actual service description. So I took a negative review and put it on my sales page. This is not very common, but it's something that I did. Oh,
something that I chose to do because it brings out the transparency in the business.
I want to talk a bit about these steps on building an email list through a marketplace like Legiit. So first of all, why do you want to build an email list? We talked a bit about it, but if you have a group of people that are interested in what you're offering, in what you're teaching, in your niche, you can constantly sell them something, a service, a product, whatever it is, through sending them an email, and you can make a ton of sales that way. This is just here an example. Say you have 1,000 people on your email list, and say you have a 20% open rate, so 200 people open the emails you sent. Then you have a 5% click-through rate, so 10 people click on your links on your email. Then out of those 10, 7 go out the window and only 3 purchase your service. So if you're selling, of course, a $50 service, you get $150. If you're selling, of course, a $100 service, you get $300. And that's just with one email. So you sent out one email, you made $300. And again, keep in mind is that you made $300 on the first sale, and let's not forget about the LTV, the lifetime value of the customer. Like we talked about previously, a customer is not worth only his first sale because of the value ladders we talked about, which I hope you've built your value ladder already. But yeah, that's a talk for another video, but just don't forget that you made $300 just up front, but in the long term, you'll make much more. Okay, but that's a talk for another time. Now, if we scroll down here, these again are not long-term values, and they are without any upsells, and these are awful numbers. So these 20% open rate is on the low end, a 5% CTR is also somewhat on the low end, and these of course will increase if people are expecting your emails, if people know about you, if people trust you and trust your services. What you can do to increase both of these is for example, before sending out an email, you make a post on your Facebook group telling people, hey guys, I'm sending you out an email today. It's a short video on how I came up with my logo types or how I do my SEO strategies, blah, blah, blah. So whatever it is you're selling, make sure to make a post on the Facebook group so people are expecting your emails. So this value for the open rate is higher and this one is higher as well. Of course, this will depend on how your email copy is and what you're trying to tell people. These, of course, will vary, but these are on the low end, like I said. So imagine if you send 3 emails per week. If you're selling something that's worth $100, that's $300, of course. So 3 emails a week, that's 3 times 300, that's $900 a week, which is an extra 3.5K a month just with a simple email. And imagine if you have a bigger email list. So this one is just 1,000, which is not really hard to get. And imagine if you have a higher open rates and the CTR. So these two values right here. Imagine if these are higher, which is not really hard to get. Like I said, it's very attainable if people view you as an authority and trust you. So this is the power of email. You can send out emails to people that trust you and make an extra, in this example, 3.5K a month. And that's like 40K a year extra just with emails. So just sending out emails to people that trust you. So make sure you don't neglect email lists. Now, how can you actually build an email list through Marketplace? There are several ways you can do this, and there are several entry points. So meaning there are several ways where you can capture a person's email. I just placed here 3. But like I was saying before I go down here, having an email list is extremely powerful, just like we saw right here, because these are your clients and you can market to them whenever and however you'd like. And like I was saying, there are several touch points where you can ask to get a person's email. So on the delivery, for example, you saw one of my delivery messages where I send people to a Facebook group. So on the delivery, you can send people to the Facebook group, which can then be sent to a website, which can then be sent to your website for an opt-in. And you can see my website here. If you go to the homepage, it's just an opt-in where people can place their email. So you can capture people's emails on your website. So they can do all this journey. So delivery, you send them to the Facebook group, then from the Facebook group, they go to their website. Or you can just, on the delivery, ask something like, if you want to have this extra thing that I did for you, send me your email and I'll send you via email. Or in your Facebook group, you can also have an opt-in inside your Facebook group. So there's all these touch points. Then on messages, when you're talking to clients, you can provide your email to them, or ask them to send you your email if you want to send them some extra info Again, you can send a link to your website, which then has the opt-in. On review replies, which we just saw in the past video, I think, you can leave a link to your Facebook group. So review replies to the Facebook group, to the website opt-in, or review replies directly to your website. So there's a bunch of places where you can include either a link to your website or to your Facebook group, or to actually ask people, either the delivery, whatever it is. There's all these touch points where you can start building an email list on Legiit. And Legiit is really good with this because they allow you to actually build an email list. It's not like other marketplaces where they don't allow you to send out emails to communicate outside the platform. Legiit allows you to collect emails and actually wants you to build an email list. So this is some ways you can do it. I'm sure there are others, but if you focus just on these three, I can assure you can build an email list of 1,000+ people with no problem at all. So that's it regarding how to build an email list. It's just really, really powerful. If you have any questions, again, you can join the Facebook group for this course. It's facebook.com/groups/marketplace freelancer, and I will see you on the inside. In this video, I want to go over how to get more reviews. And it's simple why you want more reviews, because these marketplaces in Legiit rank people and their services mostly based on reviews. So if you have more reviews, you'll be ranked higher and you'll get more orders. So that's the main reason why you want more reviews, because you want to get more orders. So one of the things you can do is to price yourself lower than most people. And this is what a ton of people do. And we've talked about this, the race to the bottom, people competing in prices and consistently undercutting each other. But we've talked about this in a previous video. It can be a good strategy to gain reviews, of course, at the start, because marketplaces are competitive and often benefit sellers with good reviews already. So standing out can be hard. Of course, if you are starting out on Legiit right now, it will be harder for you to stand out and gain reputation amongst sellers with hundreds or thousands of reviews. What are the disadvantages, though, of pricing yourself lower than most? It's having a lower perceived value, which we've talked a bunch about perceived value, and you now understand, hopefully, that having a lower perceived value is bad. Then it will attract lower end clients looking for cheap services, and these clients mean problems. I can speak for experience, and I'm sure if you talk to any other person that's somewhat successful on Legiit, they will tell you that cheaper clients usually bring in more problems. So it's best to have 2 great clients than 10 not so good ones. Then it doesn't necessarily mean more orders, because again, people view you as cheap, and cheap means bad. And this is again tied in with the perceived value. But there are other things you can do other than just pricing yourself lower than most. Legiit offers several ways for you to stand out if you're just starting out selling on their marketplace. And we'll go over each one of them. So the first ones are review additions, and let me go over those right now. So review additions are basically, if we go here to browse and to review additions, this is basically where you can offer your service at a super discount. As you can see, 10 to 2, 50 to 25, so 50% off, 65 to 10. You can offer your service either free or at a hefty discount. And people that buy, so buyers that come here and buy your services are somewhat obligated to leave a review after. So any service you put on here on the review additions tab and you get a sale on, you're guaranteed to have a review left on your service. So this is a great one to almost for certain have a review on one of your services. So this is the first one. Then we have the Legiit Mondays, and I want to have a video just on this, on how to stand out. But basically, Legiit Mondays are where you can go on the Legiit Facebook group and post your services and what you're offering. I think you can post, if I'm not mistaken, up to 7 services, but we'll go over that in a video on its own. Then you have the weekly roundup, which is a post on, again, the Facebook group, the Legiit Facebook group, where you can comment your services. Then Legiit's team will go through the comments and email blast certain services to all the customers. So basically, you make a comment on the weekly roundup post, the Legiit team will pick some of the services, and at the end of the week send out an email to all of the Legiit's customer base with some of the services that were featured in the weekly roundup. This is really powerful. And the trick here, which is not a trick, it's something that's simple, is to offer a crazy discount on a high value service. And again, we'll have a video solely on weekly roundup and another video solely on Legiit Mondays, or I might combine these two into one, but we'll have a video just featuring these two. And if you go to this link, or if you go to if you write Legiit support on Google, and search how to get more sales, you'll go to this article right here, and this is a guide that talks about all of these ones and some others in full detail. So basically this is a guide on how to get more sales and reviews on Legiit. They talk about here, for example, the Legiit Mondays. As you can see here, what are Legiit Mondays? You can click it and learn a bit more about what they are. So they have a video on it even, so you can learn a bit more about it. But basically this is a full guide on how to get more orders, so more reviews as well on Legiit. And that's what I wanted to cover here. It's somewhat straightforward, but some people, and I do understand it, have some issues and some trouble starting out on Legiit. But just after this video and after going to this full guide right here, if you read all this through and pay attention to it, you can get a bunch of more orders and much more reviews. It's really simple. Yeah, right now I'm going to record the Legiit Monday and weekly roundup videos just to give you a somewhat tactics on how to actually succeed. Because if you're in this course, I assume you're already doing these two, but I want to teach you how to do them in a better way. So in a way that will get you more exposure and more orders. So that said, again, if you have any questions, make sure to join the Facebook group for this course. It's facebook.com/groups/marketplace freelancer, and I will see you on the next one. I want to talk really quickly about your requirements message. And this is yet another entrance point to get people into your bubble, which we've talked about previously. So you want to take advantage of all the places that Legiit allows you to grow your brand. So let's see an example. In your service, when you're creating a service, of course, if you go to requirements, this is where you tell your client what you need from them. What I usually do is after the requirements, I send them this. I embedded here an image that has a link to my Facebook group. Okay, so what happens is when the client fills in the requirements and when he comes back to the order page, you'll always see this right here, this big image right here in the middle. So it's my requirements, then this, then the requirements he sent. And this sometimes gets clicks from people, and this redirects them to the Facebook group, okay, to this, in this case, to this post that has a bunch of videos and a bunch of tutorials on SEO. So this is yet another point, another touch point I use to get people inside my social bubble, is to add either a link or an image with a link or basically a thing that links them out to your bubble. Super simple, but you can implement this if you're trying to grow your Facebook group, for example. This is a great thing to implement, is to just go to the requirements section of your service and add an image there or a link or something else that moves people to your brand. That's it. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next one. Here are quick 3 simple rules to stand out on Legiit Mondays and the weekly roundup. The first one is to not post the same thing every week. The second one is to offer crazy discounts and scarcity, and we've talked about these ones. So again, the 51% off plus the limited spots, so 3 out of 10 claimed spots, but we have a video solely on this. And then not having a generic thumbnail plus a copy. And let's go over each one of these. So starting with the bottom one, and just browsing through here. And for example, this one is a great example. This is not just a generic copy. This is not just Randy saying, here's the link to my service, buy my service now, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not. It's something more of value. So the best guest post value on Legiit. So a big claim. Why haven't you tried it yet? Makes you curious of, what's this? What's inside? So this is a good example of a non-generic copy. So this is a good example of this right here. And in this case, Randy didn't put a thumbnail because you can link out to a service or to a link anywhere on the internet, and Facebook shows you this preview. But you can also do, when you make a post, is attach a photo, for example, not this one, okay, like this, for example, this guy posted the link, but then the preview that shows is the preview, not actually a preview of the link, because he uploaded an image to the post. Again, this image is not that good. It's sort of a generic thumbnail, to be honest, but I'm sure I can find here a better one. So these are all some sort of generic, because the same thing that it says here on the title and on the description. So you want something different. Okay, so this one is perfect. So this is an image custom made through here. So has his face, has different information regarding the service. So this is a great example of a non-generic thumbnail. These are generic thumbnails. So this is a generic thumbnail, like Web 2.0 is okay, great. It's the same thing that's written here. These again are in the generic thumbnail, sorry, even with the watermark. This looks bad, to be honest. This one is a fantastic, and it's a great unique thumbnail. Then offering crazy discounts and scarcity, I don't think, okay, so this is perfect. This guy offers a 55% off. Okay, so this is a crazy discount, in fact, but you could also include scarcity in here. And I'll make this an age 1 to make this even bigger, because at first glance I didn't notice this. So yeah, this is just perfect. And of course, don't post the same thing every week, because people might see this offer once, okay, they skim through it, they see it twice, okay, they skim through it, they see it the third time, they just go through it again, because once people start seeing the same thing over and over again, they'll just eventually run through it and don't even care. So if you want to keep things fresh and you want to keep having more orders every week, ideally you'd have a different image here, for example, or a different copy every other week, so that people see something new coming in from you. And yeah, that's basically it regarding the sending out on Legiit Mondays. To send out on the weekly roundup. The weekly roundup, as I'm sure you know, is just a post that Chris makes here. I'm not finding it right now, but where you comment your offers. I can try and find it. Let's see here. Okay, we have it here, and where people basically comment their services, as you can see here. We even have some of my comments here, which are quite old, 39 weeks ago. And as you can see, every single comment has a discount and a link to their service. And what happens then is the team from Legiit will pick some of these and send them out through an email blast to all Legiit's customer base. So you know how to send out on Legiit Mondays is to have to apply these 3 simple rules. So don't post the same thing every week, offer crazy discounts plus scarcity, and don't have a generic thumbnail, because you want to have a thumbnail that stands out. And for the weekly roundup, you just want to be the guy that offers the biggest discount, because listen, Legiit wants you to get more sales, but also Legiit wants to promote things to their clients or to their customer base that are good for them. So Legiit, at the end of the day, wants to get more sales out of you. So if Legiit promotes 2 offers, one of 10% off and one out of 51% off, Legiit, the most beneficial offer for Legiit's customer base is this one right here. So I don't have any proof for this, but I'd say Legiit is, and I'm suggesting Legiit is much more inclined to promote 51% off offers and services than the ones from 10% off. And something else is that Legiit is much more inclined to promote a $100 or $1,000 service to their customer base than a $10 service. Because of course Legiit makes money with commissions, and 10% or 15% of 1K is $150, and 15% of $10 is $1.5. So Legiit, again, I'm suggesting this, is much more inclined to promote higher priced services, of course. So ideally, if you want to stand out on the weekly roundup and be featured every week, you just need to offer a crazy 50+% discount on a high priced service. That's how I used to do it. I've talked to some people that also do it like this. I haven't done the weekly roundup in a while, to be honest, but this is what worked for me, and what I suspect is what happens here with Legiit, which is what makes sense to some extent, because at the end of the day, Legiit is a business and wants to make money, so that's how things work. So yeah, if you want to stand out again in the weekly, in the Legiit Mondays, just make sure to follow these 3 simple rules. Pretty simple. And if you want to stand out in the weekly roundup and have more sales, make sure to offer crazy discounts and high price services. That's it for this video. I'll see you on the next one. In this quick video, I want to talk about offer specials you can send to your client. So remember that anytime is a great time to offer specials, because people love special things. And that's why there's so many holidays now, like the Black Friday, the Cyber Monday, then after that there's the Cyber Week or the Black Week, then there's Valentine's Day, Christmas specials, New Year specials, start of the year specials, end of the year specials. The list goes on and on. There's a reason why there's so many of these special occasions now, which makes it so that none of them seem that special, but that's because brands want to have sort of an excuse to offer special discounts and to sell more to people. That's the main reason why all of these, of course not Christmas and Valentine's Day, these ones exist for ages now, but the Black Friday, the Cyber Monday, Black Week, and some other types of holidays that make people go on shopping sprees, there's a reason why they're there. It's to get people to spend more money, and you want to take advantage of it. Of course, you want to make sure you have offers all year round. Ideally, you want to have specials all year round. Here's some you can do that will bring in more sales, guaranteed. The first one, which is the most aggressive one, which I recommend you run twice a year, 3 times a year maybe. I think I've run it several times last year. But yeah, which is the BOGO. It's a buy one, get one free. And this is one of the most aggressive offers you can do for people, because you're giving them away one entire service or product for totally free, which is the same as a 2-for-1 and a 3-for-1. This is too much. I mean, I don't know, it depends on what you're selling, but you can do 2-for-1s, 3-for-1s, sort of bundles. You can, of course, do the 51% off, which we've talked about before, and this one works great. People love 51% off, so 50 is amazing, 51 is just insane, and people purchase this all day, every day. And then, of course, heavily discounted bundles. You can offer, for example, a logo design plus a branding consultation plus a website rebuild or whatever. So a big bundle at a big discount. You can do these heavily discounted bundles because people also love, because they feel like they're getting more. And this goes back to the thing regarding the value ladder that we talked about, because the value goes up like this. And of course, you can send these via messages, emails, Facebook groups, etc. The way you make them reach people is not the focus now. You just need to make sure that your customers know about your special offers. So what I want you to do after this video is to send your customer list either by email or by message manually or to a Facebook group. Send them a special offer. Try to send them a BOGO, and I can assure you that you get at least 1 or 2 sales. And again, just like we talked about, we have to think about the long or the lifetime value of a customer. So if you're getting 2 orders here on a BOGO, don't forget that this lifetime value increases like this. So even though you can be starting in the red, like we talked about previously, so here, eventually, due to the lifetime value of the clients, you'll be in the green. That's it, super quick video regarding special offers. If you have any questions, make sure to join the group. That's facebook.com/groups/marketplace freelancer, and I'll see you on the next one. I want to talk about a pricing technique you can implement in your services. So this is called the popcorn pricing technique, and you might have been a victim of something like this when you went to the cinema. So what this is the inclusion of a decoy product, in this case a popcorn bucket, in the middle of these two. And let me explain. So studies have shown that with only 2 choices, customers most often default to the less expensive option. So if there are only these 2, the $3 one small and the $7 one large, customers would default and buy this one right here because this one seems too expensive. However, when a medium-sized option, this one right here, is priced just under the large one, so just under this is 50 cents difference, it actually makes the large size appear more attractive because it's of greater value. And this is the higher perceived value we talked a ton about. We've talked a ton about perceived value. We have a video just on perceived value. But again, what happens is that now, all of a sudden, this one doesn't seem as expensive because we have this decoy one priced just under. So I want you to try and implement this pricing and uses technique in your services. In the case of your services, of course, because they're not products, you need to be clever on what you offer in each package, because ideally it shouldn't be just more quantity of the same service. In this case, it's more quantity of the same product because you're selling popcorn. But if you were to, for example, be selling a logo, you could sell 2 logos, but it wouldn't make much sense because, say, for example, you were selling 1 logo for $3, you'd sell 2 logos for 6, not 6.5, and you'd sell 3 logos for 9. So this doesn't make much sense. So what you can do is offer logos plus something else. So a logo plus a branding consultation or something like that. Basically, what you want to do is get people from here to here. So get people that were previously buying a $3 service, and that now, because you inserted here a decoy service, which is almost the same price as the most expensive one you have, because you've included this decoy service here, people won't even consider the small one or the lower priced one, and will be more inclined to buy the larger one because the perceived value and the value on this one is much higher. So try and implement something like this in your services, because this works. This is done in cinemas and in other industries across the world, and this works, having this decoy price right here in the middle. So try and implement this, try and do it, and let me know how it went. Let me know if you had any success. And again, if you have any questions, make sure to join me in the Facebook group. That's facebook.com/groups/marketplace freelancer, and I'll see you on the next one. In this video, I want to go over your service thumbnails. And this is very important because having a good thumbnail is what makes people click on your services. So the first thing you need to know, and do not forget, because we've already talked about this, is that people buy from people. So in regards to thumbnails, this means that having a face in your thumbnail will mean a higher click-through rate. And of course, you want to get a higher click-through rate because that will translate eventually in more orders. Now, as I just mentioned, that people buy from people and that you want to include your face in a thumbnail, this is because people look at other people's faces more than anything else. And the human brain is wired or programmed to recognize faces everywhere, even when they're not there. As you can see here, you're seeing faces everywhere. So here's a face, here's a face, here's another face, here's another face in the coffee, a face in this rock. So as you can see, basically you see the human brain sees faces even when they're not there. So the human brain is attracted to faces. So when people are skimming through all of these, they'll be more attracted to the ones that have faces in them. That's only natural. And another good thing of having a face in the thumbnail is that showing your face equals transparency. And we've already talked about this in the first videos. So you want to keep on having that extreme transparency that we've talked about previously. Okay, so that's a great way to increase your CTR, is to have your face present on the thumbnail. Then something else you can do is to try to make people so curious that they need to click to know more. And this is more of a YouTube style thumbnail, and here's an example. As you can see, this one right here, we can go over the title as well. So, Secret Diet of Jamaicans Rasta People, How to Live Forever. So are these guys living forever? What's this secret diet? What's this secret recipe? I'm going to click on it. So both the title, in combination of course with the thumbnail, make you want to click. So, and that's what the feeling that you want to make people feel when they look at your thumbnails. Again, a face full of color here. And this combination of the thumbnail plus the title makes it so people are curious that they need to click to know more. So these are the two main things you want to include in your thumbnail. Now, what you don't want to do is have too much text, because thumbnails are somewhat small and people will have trouble reading these such small characters here, or these ones right here. You do not want to have too much text. You don't want to have also logos and big 50% off letters and discounts, because this looks really spammy. Let me see if I can find one here. Okay, so this is a logo right here, so satisfaction guaranteed. So this isn't a logo that Legiit officially, or a stamp that Legiit officially put on this service. This, in my opinion, looks a bit spammy and I wouldn't buy it. Anything with logos or instant 50% off or mega discount, something that looks sort of spammy, I wouldn't buy it. But what you do want to have is a before and after. And for example, on this one I was just showing you here, this is only for website speed optimization. There was here a before and after. So okay, this is where I'm at now. This is what I'll get. So this one is, I'll be much more inclined to click this one than, I don't know, for example, this one, even though this has more reviews, but maybe this one is more recent. Then something else you can have, and of course you can do this for graphic design, SEO results. So logo, for example, there's some people that convert logos to vectors. You can do a before and then an arrow and an after. Or SEO results, for example, a graph with the rankings before and after you optimize their site. Then you want to have bold claims. This is a good one. Let me see. For example, this is a claim. Make your WordPress website faster. This is a claim. Might not be a bold claim, but it is a claim. You want to have claims on your services, on your thumbnails. Let's see here if we have some more bold claims or any claims at all. For example, this one is a claim. I really don't like the quality, or there's too much color here, but this is a claim. Skyrocket your ranking. So you want to have a claim. You want to have something to say on your thumbnail. Then this is more for SEO people, and this gets people curious because you're showing them part of a strategy. And what do I mean by this? For example, here, having this small little graphic, this small little diagram, this small little thing gets people going and gets people to click because they want to see this. So is this a secret strategy? How is he doing this? Link building secret, because SEO people like to know strategies. They love to know strategies. And this is just, so again, an example of a specific niche. Then you can have a consistent style, and I'll show you here an example for this guy. For example, he has a consistent style across all of his thumbnails, as you can see. It looks good. The only thing that, in my opinion, is the downside is that this can get old, and you might want to change one of the thumbnails. And what that means is that once you change one, you'll need to change all again if you want to keep the same style going. So if this guy wanted to change, for example, this one, you need to change all of them. which I think was what happened here. So I think all of them were similar to these ones, and then it changed one to this, and now all of them are, so half of them are like this, half of them are like that. So just keep that in mind if you want to have a consistent style on your service thumbnails. And let's go over here an example. So we can close this one as well. These are mine, as you can see. Some of them have like lost a lot of quality and are a bit blurred. I think it was because Legiit changed their aspect ratio. I don't know, because some are actually really focused in. But as you can see, most of them have faces. Face, 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 face. And this is the perfect example of what I told you not to do. 50% of big letters here, though it doesn't look very spammy. But yeah, so face, 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 face. So as you can see, most of them have faces. And if you're scrolling through here, the ones that will call more of your attention are the ones with faces. So right now I'm looking here and here. Right now I'm looking at both three. So on this row, I'll look at this one first because it has a face. And humans, again, are attracted to face, just like we saw here. And this is proven and has been proven throughout the years. As you can see, none of them look very spammy. They're simple. They say what they're selling. Here we have a graph, just like I was telling you. What can we see more here? For example, this is a perfect example of a YouTube style thumbnail. So sort of this, it's the try to make people so curious that they need to click to know more. This is a perfect example of that, because 30,000 with this, what is this? And they click and they'll learn more of what it is that this service is selling. So these are more or less the feelings that you want to make people feel when they're browsing your thumbnails, and this will make you stand out amongst the crowd. As if you go here, for example, again, you'll see that the ones that stand out the most are the ones with faces. So indirectly, you'll be looking more at the ones with faces, whether you want it or not. That's how the brain works. So that's what happens here in this case. As you can see, Chris here has the same style of on all of his thumbnails. Sorry, it's this black and gold feel, and some other people actually do it. But yeah, you can do it. I don't like it very much because I like to have different things, because I think it stands out a bit more. As you can see here, super simple thumbnail, face in the title of the service. I think this one stands out a lot. I mean, it's only purple around here. It has a big face. I think I'm the guy that has the bigger faces on here. Actually, Nixon has a big one as well here. But as you can see, big faces do stand out. This service stands out a lot. Here again, standing out a lot. So faces stand out a lot. And yeah, and that's basically it regarding thumbnails. You can also, of course, use something like Canva, which is what I use to build my thumbnails. It's totally free, super simple to do. And yeah, that's basically it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. In this video, I want to go over copywriting, which is a really, really important skill if you want to know how to sell anything online or offline. This is key, because if you don't know how to persuade people or a client and market your services, you won't ever sell a thing. And I want to go over four. One will be a great example of copywriting, so of persuasion to get a sale. Then a good one, a bad one, and a terrible one, which most likely won't persuade the client to pursue with the sale. So let's go over a great example right now. And I'm showing you one of mine because I think this one is really, really good. It was complemented by Chris as well. So let's go over this one first. So copywriting is not just on the sales page. It starts up here on the service title. And like I told you before in the thumbnail making video, you want to have a title that makes people want to click to know more about what your service is about. So if the person just saw, for example, you can go here to my profile and they just saw the title and the thumbnail, which is down here. Basically, as you can see here, this title makes people want to click. It says, this is not an SEO package. Then what is it? Okay, so it invokes this feeling in people to get them to want to know more and to click. So it all starts here. Again, the image needs to be persuasive as well. This one is a bit blurry, but as you can see here in the image, it says 30,000 with this. And what is this? So people are inclined to click. So like I said, it starts here in the title and here in the image as well, not just the written copy here below. So again, the title, this is not an SEO package, it's more sales. You want to make sure this calls people's attention either by a bold claim or something that makes them want to know more. So this is not an SEO package, it's more sales. What do you mean? And the thumbnail again as well, 30,000 with this. What is this? I should click to know more. Now, we go over to the copy itself. And just one thing before we go actually here, let me just go back here to the slide, and I'll go over this in just a second on how to improve your copy. But first of all, here's the things you want to include in your copy to get you more sales. Firstly, you should never forget that people buy from people. Never forget this. This will always apply. So people buy from people, so you need to show you are someone selling a service. Then something really good that people use as well is start by telling a story. So if you're selling a logo, don't just have a service description saying, I'm selling this logo for this much amount. Below is my portfolio full of logos I've created in the past. If you want the logo like this, click here to order now. That's not a story you're telling. So, and I'll go over here my story. I have here a story. So you want to tell a story about yourself. Because again, people buy from people, and you want people to relate to you and to your story, and that's why you're telling a story. Then a really important one is don't sell features, sell benefits. And this was done by Steve Jobs a while back when he announced the iPod, which was a revolutionary product. He didn't sell the iPod by saying the iPod, a 5 GB MP3 player. He said the iPod, 1,000 songs in your pocket. So he was selling benefits, not features. It's really important, okay? Then after you have all these three, and again, we'll go over mine in just a second, and mine and a couple of others. You need to be, of course, transparent. Transparency is key. We've talked a lot about this. You need to be fully transparent, both in your intentions, in the results you show, in who you are, in what you're selling, and who you're selling it to. Be extremely transparent. If you have negative reviews, and we'll go over, again, I think I already showed you in the past. For example, here I got a negative review, and I included the review in the copy. So and we'll go over that in just a second, but be extremely transparent. Never hide anything from anyone. Then, of course, your product or service needs to actually be good. So you can have an amazing marketing team and promote your product in the most creative ways, but if the actual value of the product is not good, people won't come back again. So make sure your product is actually good, and you can do this in the case of the SEO, for example. You can show results like case studies, like before and after. So before the rankings were down here, now the rankings are up here. You can do this in any other niche. Make sure to show results and show proof of the actual work you've achieved to your clients that bought your service. Then, of course, social proof. These are reviews, client success stories, social media postings about you or your services. Good copy, which we'll be going over in just a second. This is mostly three things. Needs to be persuasive, easy to read, and with no typos. And then in regards to the sale, if you want to push the sale, you can include scarcity and a crazy discount here in the description as well. But let's go over this one right now. So the first thing we talked about was the telling a story, and again, people buying from people and telling a story. This is what I do here. So the story starts up here. It says how I successfully increased sales of a plastic surgery clinic by 30,000 euros in 12 months with SEO. The story is below. Again, I'm setting up for the story right here. But first, who am I and why should I care? Now, it's the part where I tell people who I am. So people buy from people, and transparency as well. I'm being fully transparent. Here's me. I'm not afraid to appear on camera. Again, I talk about, make a little joke, talk about my success here on Legiit. Why should you order from me? Because almost 4,000 people already ordered from me and got results. I have here a bit of proof that people trust me with their money, and this is not me bragging, this is me actually showing that people trust me with their money, so you should too as well. Then I have here social proof from the CEO of Legiit. Again, social proof, reviews, client success stories, posts on social media, whatever. Here's one on social media, for example, and you can go to this link and read through this sales page to get more or less a feel of how it reads all together, because I'm not going to read it all for you because this is really long. Then again, more social proof, case studies here, just like we talked about. Okay, just like we talked about here. Then I talk about my SEO formula. So I'm not selling features, I'm selling the benefit that this formula will give you. So I'm not saying, so again, this is really important, just like the example for the iPod. Then if you scroll down a bit more, I have a call to action. So I forgot to actually include this one right here, but of course you need to have a call to action in your copy. Let's put it right here below. Have a CTA, because you want to have a call to action sprinkled across your sales page right here. Click the green order button right now on the right hand of your screen. Let me help you get the results you want. Okay, so this is a call to action. Now I keep on telling my story. This is all story. I make people feel like they can trust me and relate with me. I'm just a kid that with my computer. So really simple. Again, a bit more of the story from a long time ago. This is all story. Again, this is all story. You can read this all if you want. Then my SEO formula works. These are some more case studies I've included here, a bunch more case studies. Then I go with something like, but don't do it yourself. Save time by hiring an expert that consistently gets results. So you don't have to do all this work yourself. I can do it for you. Then still on the fence, again, persuade them a bit more if they are yet not sure after reading all this, if they want to jump in this package. I hit them with a still on the fence. Here are a couple more testimonials from people who tried my services. A bunch more testimonials, just like we talked about here. So I'm including, as you can see, all of these. Oh, sorry. All these are being included in the sales page, just like we talked about. Persuasive copy, easy to read, no typos. So it's easy to read. You can see that all these are, there's no like super huge block of text. Sorry, they're all somewhat separated with spaces. Again, a bit more of a social proof piece here. You keep on scrolling down. Another persuasion tactic here, but why pay me when there's hundreds of sellers on Legiit? Again, another question I'm asking them and trying to persuade them. Here they are. And here's a bit more persuasion down here. A bunch of more persuasion, then more proof that this actually works. A bunch more results, more reviews, and then a bit more persuasion. But what if you're already good at SEO? Let me just outsource your services. Then still not convinced. And right now I keep on telling the story. So if you read the title of this service, you might be wondering how I did it. If you're interested, the story is below. So I keep on. So down here, only right now, is where I continue my story. And this is the story of how I actually did what's in the title of this service. Continues down here below, all the proof for the story. And it finishes here. I think it finishes somewhat here. Then a bit more persuasion. How can this service help you? It's super simple to get started. You need to tell them how to get started. Again, a call to action, which we talked about here, having a CTA. So CTA, click the green proceed order button, click add to cart, proceed to payment and pay now. Again, still not convinced. I offer them a 100% money back guarantee policy. So if for any reason they're not happy, I'll give them their money back. So as you can see, I'm throwing every single thing at them. So any drawbacks they might have, any indecisions, they're all addressed here in this sales page. And I urge you to go read all this sales page, and you'll see that any concerns they might have are all addressed here. Still not convinced, money back. Frequently asked questions, a bunch of them as well, to address any concerns they might have. Then here I have a link to my monthly recurring link building package. Then only now I tell them what they get. So after all of these, I only tell them now what they get. So right now I'm telling them some of the features because it's a good practice to tell people what they're actually getting. But most of the time I sold benefits, not features. And here I tell them what they get. I can add an image of, just to not have text everywhere, I add images to make this look a bit better. So this is everything they get. And that's almost it. We're almost at the end. So what you do now, again, another call to action, and I sign out professionally. Then again, another CTA, and again, you can read all this. And 2 PSs, one saying this is the exact method I use to rank my clients, sites #1, and generate hundreds and thousands in extra revenue every year. PPS, there's a 100% money back guarantee, and I'll take you a couple of clicks. And it takes a couple of clicks to change your life. Let me help you. So again, not selling features, selling benefits, the benefit of changing your life. This is an extreme case of copy. This is really, really long. It goes into super hyper detail on all of these we talked about here. So buying from people, telling a story, not selling features, selling benefits, full transparency, showing who I am, what I'm capable of, selling an actual good product or service that actually provides results. Again, I show the results down here and sprinkled out throughout the copy. Social proof, reviews. I have one review from the Legiit CEO, a bunch of other client success stories. Good copy in a way that it's persuasive. As you could see, I have several persuasion tactics I use here. So still on the fence, don't do it yourself, let someone do it for you. This is again the story. I have a bunch, and I'll urge you again to read all of these to try and find them for yourself. It's easy to read, like I told you. It has no huge block of text, so all the things are somewhat separated, so it's not hard to read. Okay, people can read this with ease. So there's proper spaces in between each sentence, and there's no huge block of text that makes people turn back and not want to read it. No typos. I mean, I use Grammarly, so I don't think there are actually any typos here. There might be one or two that I might have missed, but most of it's proper good English. Then in this case, I don't have a scarcity nor discount, but I do have in some other of my services. I think, this one, for example, right here. I do have on, this is actually a different type of copy. I do have here a new year of sales started 2022. So I have here a big discount. It could be bigger, but it doesn't have scarcity as well. But yeah, I just wanted to show you this quick example in regards to adding scarcity and a discount. This is just an extra step to get even more sales. So this is the prime example of a huge, super detailed, big copy with all the steps that I just talked about. So yeah, if you wanna, oh, what's happening here? Okay, so basically this is the one of the biggest copies you can find, and here on Legiit, and one of the most detailed ones with all these tactics I just told you. But I want to show you another one, which is this one for these PBN links. So again, a bold claim in the title, strongest PBN links on Legiit. A bold claim again in the a bold claim here again in the service image, the most powerful PBN links. So these are the most powerful ones, super bold claim. Then of course you can't be lying on your claim, so don't make fake claims. So here's again the persuasive copy. I start here with the bang, so from position 4 to 8 to first and second in just a couple of days. So again, social proof. Again, you can read through all these. More social proof from non-existing to page 1. Boom, more social proof right here. And then as you can see, I'm having a conversation with them. So yes, these are really TrustFlow 50 PBN links. If you're stuck on page 2 or struggling to reach number 1, these are the links you need. Okay, so again, a bit more, I tell them a bit more about what are PBNs. I teach them in the matter because some people don't actually know what PBNs are. And here is me teaching them. Right here below, I'm selling actual features, not benefits. The benefits were sold up here, so through ranking them first. These right now again are features, because in the SEO world you need to somewhat sell features to some extent. Proof of the product, in this case the service, and of the links. A sample report. I always like to include a sample report in my services because a ton of people ask for samples. And again, if you're selling a logo design, you might want to include samples of your work because people want to know what they're buying prior to buying it. So it's important to include samples of your work in your sales page. At least me as a buyer, I really value that. I really value people that are upfront and don't try and hide their either results or the service they're selling or some samples. So I really value showing samples to the clients. Then this is yet another persuasion tactic, a simple 3-step process. So 1, 2, 3 with a call to action at the end. Then I talk a bit more about the product. As you can see, there's no huge block of text. This is really easy to read. Everything really easy to read. Then I address their concerns. Again, you want to address all their concerns. So after reading all this, they're thinking, okay, these links are actually good, but do they actually work? Do they? And I'll address their concern here with a bunch of other rank increase from these links. Then something I like to do is to address the negative reviews, which I do here. What about negative reviews? Again, this should be in white, but I'm super transparent, just like I told you here. You need to be super transparent, and that's what I do here. Every successful business has them, and I'm no exception. So I address the negative reviews, and we have a video just on addressing negative reviews. So you already know how to deal with these. So again, I'm super transparent here. This is my transparent zone. And again, as you can see right here, selling benefits, not features, like the iPod example we just talked about. I'm selling the benefit of results. I'm not telling them you are buying PBN links that are TrustFlow 50 and that have this blah blah blah. No, I talked about it, but most of the time I talk about the benefits they're getting. So you're buying results. And this is a small joke. You're buying results. You're not making love with my links. You can have somewhat of a laid back, funny copy. Then again, addressing the negative reviews, some important notes. Again, what's holding you back? A 100% money back guarantee again. So you want to make sure you include this one. So because if you're confident about your service and confident about the results you can bring people, you can offer this, because I don't think I ever have refunded maybe 1 or 2 people in this service, maybe a couple more, but it's insignificant, the number of people you refund, and the number of people you get ordering your service are many more, because they're confident and they can be rest assured that if anything goes wrong, they can have their money back. So this is a really powerful thing to have in your sales copy. It's the 100% money back guarantee. Then a call to action. What should you do now? Again, like we talked about, a CTA. I tell them what they can do now, I have a CTA, and then I sign off, and then I have these 2 PSs like I had in the other service. And that's it regarding this one. Again, I urge you to go through and read this one as well, just like the other one. But you'll see when you read through that I just talk about and include all these points I just talked about here over and over again. Really simple. It will take some time and some iterations because this page didn't always look like this. this was a process. These go through iterations. So you create them the first time, then you optimize it slowly. You optimize it step by step. So don't just look at this and feel like, oh, this is too much for me to implement, because you can do it step by step. You don't have to do it all at once. Trust me. And I can show you here yet another one. This is for a social SEO shout-out campaign. As you can see, full transparency. I'm showing my face. Here's me. I'm telling somewhat of a story about me, social proof again. In this case, I'm teaching the customer as well. So what is social SEO? I tell them what it is, how can it help them, what the reports include, again, more social proof, what's holding you back, again, the 100% money back guarantee. So doing this and this, it really helps. This it's too big, as you can see, it should be this size. I need to make some sort of adjustments here. But as you can see, more or less all of my sales pages follow these sorts of steps. So either have them all or just have a couple, but at least they have 3 or 4 or 5 of these in the copy, and this really works. So I'm just telling you what works for me. And you can go through all my services and try to find some other good copy examples. And let me try and find another good one. I think Chris has a couple ones that are really good as well. If we scroll down here, and you'll see a pattern here. He does the same thing that I do, which is be fully transparent, introduce himself, talk about who he is. In this case, he's telling a story, I think, I'm not sure. Again, a super long sales page. Oh, actually, it's not this one, sorry about that. Let's see if it's this one. Okay, I don't think it's this one, but yeah, basically, I don't think it's this one, but as you can see, this one is also not a vanilla one. All of these sales pages have some essence to it and some copywriting and some persuasion done in them. Okay, so you can look through Legiit. Of course, if you want to find good examples, you just need to look through the people that have more reviews. These are the ones that are most successful. Now, I want to talk on how to improve your copy. So what things can you do to improve your copy? Because you can look through examples, you could try it and copy people, and that works to some extent. But if you want to do the things really well, here's 3 things I recommend. So now I want to talk on how to improve your copy. So what things can you do to improve your copy? Because you can look through examples, you could try it and copy people, and that works to some extent. But if you want to do the things really well, here's 3 things I recommend. So the first one is a book from Sean Vossler's called 7-Figure Marketing Copy. It's this one right here. You'll see this cover everywhere. So basically this book tells you how to actually write copy that sells. So how to actually write persuasive copy. This is a really good book that I recommend you take a read at it, because you learn so much. You learn everything I taught you here and some more. Okay, so you'll be a master of persuasion and a master of selling if you go through this book and read and implement the tactics that are taught here inside. So that's the first one. I really recommend you take a read at that book. So yeah, that's the first one. The second one is something called Hemingway app, and this is a great app that allows you to check your copy. So let me, for example, go here and copy this section and paste it in here. Actually, before I paste it in here, as you can see, this is already pasted here, and basically this app tells you how easy your text is to read and how the copy looks like. So as you can see here in yellow, the sentences highlighted in yellow are sentences that are hard to read. So the app highlights lengthy, complex sentences and common errors. If you see yellow sentence, shorten it, please. Okay, so we can do something like the app highlights lengthy, complex sentences. Common errors. Okay, let's do this. And common errors. Sorry. If you see a sentence here. Okay, so perfect. It's a shortened sentence. We can even do something like this, so it's easier to read. Now it's much more easy to read than how it was previously, right? Much more easy to read. Then in red, it highlights sentences that are very hard to read. So this is a long. Remember that I told you that you didn't want to have super lengthy blocks of text. This is a prime example of it right here. So this is super long. It's really hard to read. So you want to make sure to shorten it somehow, just like I did up here. It then gives you some adverbs to include, some phrases that have maybe some similar, easier to use words. So instead of utilize, you can put use, because you want to make this copy easy for the person to read. So if I paste here a part of the copy from this service, as you can see, there's some things I can change here. This block of text, which is this right here, might be a bit too big. And of course, don't rely 100% on this tool, but this is a great tool to, after you have your copy all written, just paste it all in here and look for red highlighted sentences and yellow ones as well, and look for where they can make some suggestions for adverbs or different synonyms in certain phrases. This is a really good tool to help you out with your sales page. So again, after you have all of it written, so not yet optimized with images and with the different sizes and with the bold text or the italic text or the underline, just copy all of it and paste it into this tool. And this tool will really help you to have a easier to read and more professional looking copy for your sales page. So this is yet another great tool you can use, so make sure to use it as well. So read the book and use this tool to check your copy. Then of course a tool like Grammarly, because you don't want to have any English mistakes, because this takes away credibility from you and your work and makes you look less professional. And if you're selling a writing service, this is a huge red flag. Sorry, I see a ton of people on Legiit selling content writing services, and they have typos in their copy. So make sure you use a tool like Grammarly. It's free to fix any English mistakes you might have. And that's it regarding the things you should write on your sales page. I've showed you already some examples of good ones, and I told you how you can improve your copy, which is through reading this book, using this tool. Again, this tool is really powerful. You really want to use it. So again, go right now on Legiit, copy your sales page description and paste it on here and see what things you can improve. I can assure you, you'll see some things you can improve right now today just by pasting it in here in this tool. Also, it's free, so why not? So now I want to go over some good examples, bad ones and terrible ones, just for fun, not for fun, but for you to see what things you shouldn't exactly do in regards to your copy, and what things you can improve. So let's go to logo design, why not? Let's go to this one right here, for example, and to this one right here, for example. So this is Kamar. This is a great guy. I love his services. As you can see, this is a great starter for the sales page. Yes, I designed Legiit's logo. It's starting with a bang. So this is a great, this is a good sales page. Again, as you can see, he's introducing himself. Hi, thank you for coming to my business logo design gig. He tells his name is Kumar, blah blah. So this is not great. This is good because he could include a picture of him here. So just like I did in my services. Sorry, let me go back so we can have a direct comparison. Just like I do here. I also present myself. I tell them people that, hi, I'm 𝐒𝐓𝐄𝐏, here's me. So Kumar, what he could do, he says, first of all, make here a paragraph. So this sentence should have a blank space here and then the sentence down here. Because I guarantee if you paste this into, you can actually do it right now. Actually do it after. But he could have his, my name is Kumar, and I have a picture of him just like I do here. Okay, so make it long, make it more professional. Again, show your face, because you're showing your face already over here, so why not show it here as well? Then he talks about the logo he'll design, but this block of text is too big. Then what you get, he's here selling features, not benefits. He could say something like, your business will shine and will attract more clients with this new logo I'll develop for you. So again, sell benefits, not features. Remember the iPod example, really important. But hey, overall it's a good one. You could include some images and some before and afters here. So something like this. You can include social proof, which is not including. So include some of these, some more of these, which is not including, and his copy would go from good to great. Then let's go over a somewhat bad example. Again, I'm not bashing on these people. I'm just being honest with you and with them so they can have more orders in the future. So this is a bad example. I mean, she's trying. Okay, I'm Ashley. She's actually trying, so this is not that bad of an example. But for example, she talks about gigs, and here on Legiit, people don't call them gigs, they call them services. It's good, but it's not that good. Okay, I'd say it's in the limit of good to bad. There's some worse ones, and I think you can find here one. Maybe I can find here one for you. But I think right now, after seeing this video, you can see that what I mean by good and bad. So good one is one that includes at least some of these, and a bad one is some that doesn't include any of these. Let's see this one, for example. The thumbnail, I like it. This is a good thumbnail, really good. So she's showing her face. That's perfect. That's on point. Okay, so yeah, this is not that bad. Yeah, this I'd say this is good. I mean, yeah, sure. Let me try and find one that's not that good. let me scroll a bit down here because these are where the least successful people are, of course, because they have less reviews. So yeah, this one is not that great. Welcome to the industry graphics, okay, 100% customer satisfaction. This is not that good a way of starting a sales page. This yellow, it's hard to see. Okay, so yeah, again, this is not that bad. I mean, I've seen worse. Right now I can't find one that's that bad. And probably most likely I shouldn't have written this and this here. But again, if you look through, you'll find some really bad copies. This video is getting a bit too long, but I hope it was helpful because this is a skill that's really, really important to have. And I hope me showing you some of my sales pages and some other people's sales pages got you to understand more or less what you need to do. So presenting yourself, having a persuasive title, persuasive image that makes people want to click, showing yourself, being fully transparent, writing a long detailed copy, social proof, telling a story. So basically all of these that I talked about here. Again, I know this is a long video, and if you have any questions, you can join me here at facebook.com/groups/marketplace freelancer. And if you have any questions regarding copy, if you want me to audit your service for free, of course, I'll run through it and I'll help you out to write a more in-depth and persuasive copy. So make sure to join if you want that help, and don't forget to pick up a copy of this book and read it. And right now, after this video, just go to this website and paste in your sales page copy and see what things you can improve and what things can be changed on your copy. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much, and I will see you on the next one. And that's it. That's the end of the course. I know we've covered a lot, and this is a lot of things to implement and to learn and to get done. But if you have any questions, like always, you can join the Facebook group. I'll gladly help you out because I know some of these things are hard to implement and you're going to have questions and you're going to need help, and I'll gladly help you out. And I mean, I've had success with Legiit, so I'll help you out gladly. So if you want to help, make sure to join the group. So that's facebook.com/groups/marketplace freelancer. And yeah, if you have any questions regarding any of the videos, anything that you missed, you think you've missed, that you don't know how to do, that you just need help with, or you just want to talk about the marketplace or whatever, yeah, make sure to join. That's it. That's the end of the course. I hope you liked it. If you did, I guess you can leave a review, a 5-star review. If you didn't, just let me know why you didn't like it, and I guess I can refund you the money. But yeah, I hope you liked it. Thank you so much for purchasing and investing in this course. And again, make sure to join the Facebook group. I'll be there on the inside, and you have access to me, one-on-one access to me. Again, thank you so much, and